Okay, here we go. Man, I think this is episode 20, Jeremy. I'm pretty sure this is number 20. This is ridiculous. Um, Once again, Brian Kynes, the creator of the Tales of Ulran campaign setting using Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition rules. I'm creating the story, and everyone here playing is help write it every time we get together. We have Alex over here beside me. Alex will be playing Oma, the Spirit Walker. Down below her is Jeremy Keaton. He'll be playing the role of Brahmas and Merc, which is a paladin from a long, long time ago in a construct that kicks complete ass. Over here to my other side is going to be Rachel. Rachel will be playing the role of Miasha, which is a Felidae tigress, and she is a dancer class. We are finding out she is tough. She has all kinds of bags and shit up her trick, and some bandits found out the last episode in a bad, bad way. Served them some humble pie. Down below her is Kara. She'll be playing the role of Tamyra, which is a human female paladin. And she dished out some divine smite damage at the very end last week. That was quality. It's good stuff. And last but certainly not least, directly below me is Heather. She'll be playing the role of Sylowen. Um, Looking forward to big things out of Sylowen tonight, man. It's time for some redemption. It's all good. Good vibes coming your way, man. It's going to happen. Okay, so when we were playing last time, everyone had kind of met up in Vander's shop, and I described to everyone, what Vander looked like, his voice, and it was a neat interaction because Silouan had saw through a window this very beautiful female paladin-like woman in very plain clothes and things, and this was Kara's character on the other side of the wall. So we've got them together. We've had this meeting, and outside there's this little girl named Ember that works inside the shop that seems to run errands for Vander quite a bit. Just a very little curious, bright-eyed girl that seems to work there and seems to be very intelligent, is the best term I can use to describe her. When she's out in the street, she's caught in the shadow of something. As she slowly looks up and it dwarfs over her, there's this large gnomish construct, which is like a training mech called A.R.T. A.R.T. Okay, piloted by a character called Xande. His name is spelled Xande, and because we voted on it, Xande is played by Danny DeVito, which has been very interesting. Had some great interactions there, and he says, I've brought this mech that I've worked on to the city to train people on how to fight giants. And you guys look like a group of folks that could really tell me if it's worth having. Tamara is like, bring it. Let's do this right now. She's ready to start swinging on some shit. So it just starts up in the middle of the street, and we're going on it. It almost didn't happen because Sylowen had a hell of a time trying to get him up into the actual device. Luckily, Sha-dae was there to help kind of fix that issue. Got his frumpy ass up inside of it, and things have taken off. He hasn't unleashed the level of seriousness he's going to put on us at this point. At this point, it's just been a couple of our turns, and we stopped right before it was going to be Zan's turn. And we know he's piloting this thing up inside the head. It's almost like a little cockpit that he gets into. And we've discussed this thing is between 20 and 25 feet tall. Things to note and remember, he says it takes a score. And there's a person that has been walking them through the town that was escorting them. His name was Nadimus, or Ned the Giant Slayer. Do you remember me briefly discussing what he looked like last episode? Okay. He is now the person that has the high score on this. So you have this large handlebar mustache kind of old warrior that has the ring around his head up there hanging out with Vander on the porch of Vander's shop, just arms crossed, looking at you folks, just seeing what you've got. You know what I'm saying? Kind of like an upset football coach just wanting to see how the hell things go. I've got the map and I'll describe it briefly to you as I pulled up. Let me go ahead and share screen and then we'll get some music going and see what Art has in store for us because I believe it's his turn. So let's do this. Let's share sound. Let's make that the screen I share with and share. All right. So let me go ahead and get a little bit of music rolling here and get my all those fun things done and out of the way. Just a minute. Dun, 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 dun. Let's do this. Just a little light music there in the background. Nothing too heavy. Okay. So the way I wrote this down and the best I could describe this to you all was like this. Tamyra, that's that face that you really liked. Let me go ahead and scroll over to you real quick. Kara, that's the one I think the image you liked to her the most, was it not? Okay. So I've got you. You went up and you were standing right toe to toe with this thing. All right. So I put you right up front with it. Sylowen had came over and landed. You were prone at first, and then you had gotten back up again. You were right beside her, and I thought you'd like that picture. That's pretty cool, right? Yeah, I like that one. By the way, I put some snow effect in here. If that bothers anyone, I can take it out. It has been snowing around here. This is the construct. This is the large. Remember, I said it has gouts of steam that shoot out of different places upon it. And things like that. Well, this is what it looks like, and it's full glory here. Okay, back in the distance, as far as I could, this is Sha-dae's character. Back here in the background, she said she wanted to be roughly 40 foot back behind the creature. Okay, and that's a good picture image so you guys know what she typically looks like. Further down, on this side of things, you have Oma over here. I thought you'd like that background behind your character a little bit more, Oma.
Yeah.
Okay. And she's standing back here. We've got her about 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 35 foot back. Okay. In the city, we had walked out of the actual markets. This pretty much shows the main path of the road. You have a hawk symbol here in the middle of the road. It's engraved in the stonework. The fountains that have statues that we discussed, a little bit of snow, ice forming inside of them. Okay. We also have several carts along the sides because remember I said we're always like in kind of a state of perpetual carnival. I forget, I was telling you can smell the funnel cake from a mile away if you had to. And we also have something else I thought you guys would get a kick out of. You guys are going to think I'm an idiot, but that's okay. I added some citizens to this because remember we said we expected there to be a big crowd and we actually only rolled like a 4 and a 3. So we're like 3 people on one side, 4 on the other. Well, here's who they are. Those of you paying attention, you've got Jeremy Irons up here. He's hanging out by Keanu Reeves, and then we have Robert Duvall. They're just kind of hanging out up here, just seeing what everybody's doing. You know, they're just basic citizens. Nothing special. Over here you have John Cleese from Monty Python. He's hanging out, just watching what's going on in the background. And we have Whitney Cummings. She's just hanging out back here, just watching what's going on. And then one of my all-time favorites, pretty much for Rachel, you have the Crocodile Dundee. So I just had to throw in some people for everybody. They will be there as just on-watchers and things like that. You may have an interaction with you, you may not. I'm going to fade them out kind of in the background. They're just foreground people. Okay. Does anyone have any other questions about the map or the layout before I go ahead and take Art's turn? We're good? All right then. So, the top of the turn. And by the way, is the music too loud for everybody, or is it subtle enough where you can hear everybody speak?
Good.
Good? Okay. If it gets too loud, make sure someone lets me know, okay? All right, so it is Art's turn. The person that went right before him was Oma. Oh, Oma, you summoned out Tomar, didn't you?
Yeah.
And do you remember what you were doing with him exactly?
I had cast Thunderwave.
So he had to get up close to it because it was an area thing and it's centered on him, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so let me pull him up for you and you can tell me where you want me to place him up there, okay? I almost forgot about that. Let's go ahead and go Tomar. Let's bring Tomar into view. And there he is. I love the fact that we can do this kind of shit and have these creatures come out of here and see this as it happens. What are you thinking? Were you up around the side of it? Were you behind it on the other side, possibly? What do you think about it, Alex?
There's probably good.
You like it? They're okay? Okay, let
Yeah.
me move it to about right here. All right. And then I'm going to move Sylowen so it's not blocking her art. So let me do this real quick. There. Now I've got my layers figured out. All right, so you're right there. You're within that area. You cast Thunderwave, and it knocked him back 10 foot, which is why they had a chance to attack. Remember that?
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and move him back 5, 10. Right in this area. And that would have gave these two the attack of opportunity they had on it, and it was reverting from them. Okay. I think it's pretty much everything. Saving it where we are in case we have a error, and we're done. Okay. So, top of the turn, after you had scooted him back and blast him with this wave of sonic energy, causing Tamyra to hit just bash him with that freaking hit. That was like almost 30 points of damage, I think, too. That was wicked. All right. So his turn. Oh, goodness gracious, everybody. Okay. The first thing he is going to do. Yeah, let's do this. Okay. All of a sudden, A.R.T's legs begin to shake as steam and gouts of steam come out from around the knee joints and come out from a port on his body. Okay? As that happens, you hear this strange low rumble start to emanate from the ground. Okay? And as it does, his legs and his lower body almost seem to vibrate as if it is something that is moving up and down in an extraordinarily quick rate of movement, almost like a bee's wing. And you feel this pounding in your head, and the ground starts to shake violently as some of these tiles, the dust seems to fly up from between them, and they start to teeter. This will affect everybody within 20 foot of his location, which is going to be Tamyra and Sylowen. Okay, and just to get an idea of what this looks like, let's add a shape in here for that. Okay, so let's just make it. Well, no, let's do it this way. I've got a better idea for it. Let's just do it like this. How about that? In this area around him, everyone's going to have to do me a, let's see what the throw is here real quick. I think it's a Constitution. Yes. So you guys are going to roll me a Constitution saving throw, and it is going to be a 17. Okay, so Tamyra, roll me a 1d20 and add your Constitution modifier to it and tell me what you get.
10.
Okay.
Thanks.
And then Sylowen, you do the same, please.
I got a 16 plus 2, 18.
Okay, you pass, but barely. All right, just a minute. Okay, so Tamyra, you are prone. Okay, what that means is that from the heavy shaking on the ground, you've fallen, and it would take half your movement for you to stand back up at the start of your next turn. Okay, so I'm gonna write that down here on your sheet. Tamyra, status effects prone, and you can take a note of it too if you'd like. Sylowen, you're okay. You're able to keep your footing. You did get up from where you fell down last time, correct? I'm not poking. I'm being serious. I was making sure you did.
I'm pretty sure I did.
I think so. We'll give you the benefit of the doubt. It's been a long week, so we'll do you a solid. Okay? The damage for this attack is going to be 16 points of sonic damage. Now, this is going to go past your armor and things like this, and this is going to be lethal damage to you guys. So, Tamyra, you're going to take 16 points of lethal damage. Okay? And Sylowen, you're going to take half that because you passed your saving throw. So you're going to take 8 to yourself. That's off your total hit points, okay? And mind you, just keep a little side note. You'll just write down -8, and Kara, you'll write down -16. And when that number starts to add up and getting close to around half your hit points, let me know, and then we'll declare your character is bloodied at that point. If you get down where you've only got like 10 or 15 left, that's when I consider your character on death's door. Okay, that's when you're in bad fucking shape. That's Holyfield after Mike Tyson bit half his ear off. It's just a bad place. You don't want to be there. Okay, and just make sure to let us know when you, if and when you get to that point. All right. Now that is something he has to keep concentration on. That is going to be the first bonus action, and then he's not done. Okay. So this large creature that has just came at him. Okay, he's going to take 2 attacks. He's going to swing at Tamyra first, and then he's going to swing at this large buffalo prehistoric looking creature that is back here that's causing him all kinds of problems. All right, let me do some attacks here. All right, a 21 on Tamyra. What does that do to you? First, you're looking at your ACP, your armor class primary. That's the shield. Tell me if that number is higher than what that number is.
23.
Okay, so I missed you. Okay, so just for the hell of it. Okay, so as he comes down with this heavy, and what if you remember me describing earlier, he has a large wooden staff that has an iron ball on the end of each side of it. Okay, and as he does, he whirls this thing around and he comes down heavily upon Tamyra. As he does, she's able to deflect it off to the side with her shield, but barely. Okay, as that happens, Tamyra, you would take 5 points of non-lethal damage. Okay, it's because of the size and girth of him. She did stop him with the shield, but it was able to still hurt her to a degree because she used her shield to block that attack. All right, moving on, the next swing he's going to take it against the Baxtra. (22). Alex, do you know what the armor class is of Tomar?
ACP is 14.
Okay, and what's his armor class breach? He doesn't have one, does he?
He has 23.
Okay, so that hit him, but didn't breach him. Okay?
Okay.
So as he's kind of standing his ground, he's not the biggest moving animal. You know what I mean? He's still about 15 foot long, but he's more hefty than he is dodgy. Is dodgy a word? Sure it is. Fuck it. Dodgy is the word. Okay, so let's go ahead and roll and see what his staff did to you and if it breaks through your defenses or not. Damage 5. Okay, 12 points of bludgeoning damage. Okay, so on Tomar, does it say what his damage resistance is or anything of that nature there?
DR is 8.
Damage reduction is 8. Okay, so you took, what I say that was again?
12 points of bludgeoning damage.
Yep, so he would take 4 from that. So Tomar's taken 4 points of damage. Okay?
Where I'm trying to find where it says what his like health points are. Oh, wait, found them.
Nice. I was like, that's no good if I didn't even write them down for you. Ain't worth a shit, is it? But you do see him, correct?
Yep, I see it now.
Okay. Awesome. All right. With that, that is going to make sure I don't want to use something else here. Never, I'll call it good for right now. Okay. That is going to be the end of his turn. I don't think he's going to move anywhere. I think he's going to stand his ground and stay right there. He still has a 10-foot swing of that stuff, and he's able to hit the things around him. So let's go ahead and end his turn there. And the next person to go is going to be Sha-dae. Okay. So if Sean ever gets to watch this, this is going to be the shit he's been talking about. Okay. So with Art, let me go ahead and knock down this area real quick here. We know where it's at. We know everyone within that is it's the ground's still shaking. It hasn't stopped, by the way. Okay, that's something he's keeping concentration on.
Mm-hmm.
So Sha-dae. Okay, Sha-dae is going to, if I'm not mistaken, Jeremy, didn't Sean say something like, since the Raven was banished, he had to go through a ceremony to make the Raven Isadora reappear before a long rest? Because it's been, and he hasn't went through that process yet.
Yeah, I think it was a ritual cast to do it, yeah.
Okay, so he hasn't, or she hasn't had time to do that yet. So that rules out the globe of darkness being cast on that. So I'm going to say that Sha-dae is going to, I use bare hands, use kicks, I have the rapier. Okay, well the first thing is I'm going to shadow step using my bonus action up onto the back of this creature. I'm going to roll a check here and see if there's a shadow laying along from its head or something there close to behind it. Okay, I'm going to roll 1d20. A 20, and there's a shadow on the back of this creature somewhere that I can shake to, where its head is so big and bulbous, or maybe the shadow of these big shoulder blades. Okay, a 1, and it's so well lit up by Tomar and his lightning over here that there's no shadow to be had close. Okay, I rolled a 19, so that's pretty damn good. I'm going to say that Sha-dae is able to move in and teleport to the back of this creature. Okay, so let's go ahead and move her. Okay, now I'm going to change the demographic here because she would be behind. And let's do this so you can see where she would be behind him. Everybody good with that? So you can see where Sha-dae would be on the back? Okay, so with that, I'm going to do something real quick to see how good of a foothold Sha-dae has on here. I'm going to do an athletics. It's solid. I'm going to send you all my dice. I just rolled 20. A 19 and a 20 off the start. That's fucking epic. Okay, so she's up there. She's balanced. She has her spot. Now, she was going to try Stunning Strike. Okay, and I explained to Sean that that doesn't happen on constructs. But sometimes our characters are smarter than we are. Okay, so I'm going to do a DC 15 wisdom check for Sha-dae to see if she figures this out before she travels up onto the creature. Okay? If she doesn't figure it out, she's going to try the Stunning Strike and see what happens. If she does, we'll go with something else. Okay? And that passes. With a natural 16, she would have known better than to try to hit metal and try to mess with its nerve systems. So, with that, I think she is going to go ahead and try to cast Globe of Darkness on the helmet of this creature with a DC. So here's what we're going to do. $17. For the hell of it, Rachel, roll me a 1d20 and a 1d4 and tell me if you can beat a 17.
I got a 6. I cannot beat a 17.
Okay, so the construct failed the saving throw, and the Globe of Darkness has been cast up around the helmet of the creature. This is a 20-foot area, correct? I believe that's the size of it. It's a 20-foot radius, so it's actually 40 foot across, correct? I think so. I'm not.
Yes.
Yes.
I think you're right. Yes.
Okay. So, to show that, poor Art. Art's just getting picked on, but that's okay. He's got some shit up his sleeve. Let's go ahead and make this area. Let's make it this color. There we go. And if I'm doing the circle now, let's do it. It's 20 in every direction, so 40 foot across. That's freaking huge. Are we sure that's right? Let me double check it. Have you got your player's handbook handy, Rachel?
It's 15 feet. It's 15.
Oh, so it'd be 30 foot across total. Okay.
No, it is a 15-foot radius sphere.
Okay, so just 15 by 15.
Yep.
That's a big damn difference than 40 by 40. I'm glad we looked it up. Okay.
Yes.
No shit, right? I was like, Jesus. There's that. Bam. And then I turn it down like this. There we go. And that goes on to Art. Okay, and then we're going to move it behind him. Like that. And then move it like this. Okay, so let's go ahead and take that down. In that area of effect, anywhere around that purple, around him, and it goes all the way through. If you go to Art, now I'm going to bring him down, you can see the circle behind him. Okay, there is darkness. Matter of fact, I might as well put that in front of Art. That would make a little bit more sense since it's darkness. Let's do that. Yeah, that makes more sense. Okay, so with that, she used her bonus action to jump up there, decided not to punch it, cast a spell, and she's already used her bonus action. She is going to try to free fall, jump off of the back of this thing and land successfully below and get away. Okay, now it's going to have an attack of opportunity with disadvantage as it does that because it's blind. So let's see how that goes. Okay, the dismount and everything was good on Sha-dae's part. It's going to roll with disadvantage, and just for the hell of it, Jeremy, roll me 2d20s and tell me what your lowest one is.
It's an 8. My first
Okay.
roll is a natural 20.
Damn. Okay. 8 plus misses. Okay. So, Sean, you're doing good so far. We haven't killed you yet, buddy. Sha-dae is able to escape, and then I'm going to have her run in the opposite direction so you guys can start flanking this thing. So I'm going to say it's 15, 20 foot, 25, 30, 35, 40. About right there is about as far as she's going to be able to get. Okay? So, pretty good turn for Sha-dae, if I do say so myself. We got Darkness cast on there, failed the saving throw, per a conversation we had before. And now, it's the next person's turn. Tamyra, depends what part of the country you're from. We had this discussion.
Potato.
Right on. Your mic sounds really good, by the way, too.
Awesome.
Good deal. So, like I say, it's the holidays. Life's been busy. Do you have an idea as to what you would like to do on your turn, or do you want a little advice, or what are you thinking?
Well, I want to stand up, 1, and 2, I want to do an almighty badass attack.
Okay, look on your sheet under A for Almighty. They're in alphabetical order. I don't know. So you've got Ace in the hole here. You've got Rachel, and Rachel likes to see paladins win. So what we're going to do is this. By the way, a side note. Well, no, we'll go through your turn here, and when it starts over, we're going to talk about Ignatius and Miasha hearing this loud rumble erupt up from the courtyard on the lowest level of the city as they're headed to the Drunken Mug. So that actually hurts us, but drew the attention of them as they're headed past us, and then the story is complete. Okay, so Tamyra, you have all kinds of really, really neat shit at your disposal. Is there anything there particularly you're looking at on your sheet that you would like to explore?
Is it under my skills? Where are my attacks at?
So,
Okay. Well, skills are more of things that you've learned how to do. If you're looking at special attacks and things like that, you'd want to look under your feats.
also your spells. A lot of your spells are buffs for your attacks or extra damage for your attacks.
Yeah.
I'm going to use my almighty paladin holiness to ask Rachel what to do.
Okay, alright, I don't know what your skills are, but you should have some smites in your spell list.
Hit it with a chair.
Hit her with a chair.
I have Divine Smite and a Searing Smite.
You have Searing Smite?
Hmm.
And now she has her full turn, Rachel.
Yes, okay, so you wanna, my recommendation without knowing any of your skills would be my go-to. As a bonus action, prepare a smite, then make your attack, and add your smite damage to your attack roll if you hit.
Okay.
I'm not 100% sure if you bump up a level of a smite if the damage dice increases. I think that's only Divine Smite from memory.
Correct.
Yeah, so
You
just
can cast the Burning Smite at a higher level. It takes
Yes.
more MP. So,
the
let's
only
talk
other
about
thing I
that.
would recommend.
Okay.
The only other thing I'd recommend is just make your attack, put Divine Smite all the way up to 3rd level, and just use those d8s as your extra damage instead.
Okay.
Y'all just tell me what dice to roll and I'll do the math.
Okay, so let me help you out here a little bit, and that's cool. So at this point, since you're saying I want to do the all holy trinity of ass kickings, okay, so this is a good example of how you can do that. If you want to do something more strategic, if you want to do something battlefield control, there's all kinds of different things, but since you've called this out, here's what it's going to look like, okay? Do you have a list of how many magic points you used up the last time we played? Because you did this
Yes.
version. How many are you down so far?
I used 7 magic points last time.
Okay. So here's what this looks like, and I'm just kind of throwing this at you. It may be off a little bit, but If it's DM, it's perfectly fine. We break rules. Okay, Divine Smite is usually 3 magic points because it's a first level ability. Okay. You can cast it, I believe. You can cast up to a 3rd level spell. Okay. So that's 2d8. That's 4d8. And that's going to be another 7 magic points. Okay, so we're going to put that to the side. 7 magic points and 4 fucking d8. Okay. Now, what you're doing is, now that you have your full turn to do things, last time you were just reacting to him backing away from you. You're like, you're not sneaking away from me, motherfucker. Okay? So now, as a bonus action, you can infuse actual flames into that long chain flail that you have, which makes it look damn near just like the picture that you have down there below you. Okay?
Yes.
Now, on that spell, and you have it there pulled up in front of you, right? The burning smite or whatever it's called.
The Searing Smite.
Yes. Give me an idea. Just give me a brief description of that, please, or read it out loud.
The next time you hit a creature with a melee weapon attack during the spell's duration, your weapon flares with white hot intensity, and the attack deals an extra 1d6 fire damage to the target and causes the target to ignite in flames.
Okay. Does it talk about it getting strength at cast at later levels?
At higher level?
Yep.
When you cast a spell using a spell slot of 2nd level or higher, the initial extra damage dealt by the attack increases by 1d6 for each slot.
Okay. So, since you're going all out, this would be another 7 magic points.
So this whole thing is going to be 14.
Uh-huh. And you're going to add 3d6 fire to this. And Rachel's like, yes! So, I want you to understand, if you do this for another 2 rounds, you're not going to have any magic points left, but you will have left a hell of a crater. Okay? So, and Rachel's like, hey, when she says we're bringing the pain, we're not worried about little numbers like MP and all this sissy shit. We're here to do some van damage. So, having said that, now that you've done this, you are close enough to where you can hit this creature from where you're at, because your flail has a reach of 10 foot. Okay? I would like for you to roll 1d20 and add your attack modifier to it. And if you need to, you are a weapon specialist. You can add a 1d4 to that if you didn't roll very well.
And my attack bonus is a +12.
Yes, and you have advantage because this thing is darkened and it is not able to block your weapon with using its dodge or things like that. It can't really see it coming. So, talk about time to pull this off. You roll 2d20, pick your highest one, add that number to it, and tell us what you got.
So 29.
29. Well, there's good news and bad news. You did definitely hit the creature, but you did not breach it. This thing is very, very compact, and you would have had to hit a little bit better to be able to get it in a super sensitive area. Instead, you were more focused on all the other shit you were doing. You were just coming at it. You weren't trying to aim the best. So, it's going to get some resistance to this, but not to all of it. And I'll take care of those numbers. Okay, so what you're going to do is now, get your pencil ready. You're rolling 4d8, 3d6, then your regular flail, and its little bonus to the end of it.
Let me do things at a time. All right, 48 first.
Yep. Jesus criminy.
Okay, so that's going to be 16 for the D8.
Okay.
And then I'm doing 3d6.
Yes, you are.
Nine.
Okay.
D6. And now what am I doing?
where you saw your attack bonus there on your character sheet. Right beside
And
that
Mhm.
roll-
is going to be
Did
what
you
your
roll your-
weapon normally does.
Yes, that's what I was gonna ask. Sorry.
Yep, no, you're okay. I kind of figured that's where you were headed, Rachel. That's why I was
So I'm rolling it's a 1d8 plus 7, and then I add my attack to that.
Oh no, you just roll the 1d8 plus 7.
Me an 11.
Okay, so 11 plus 16 plus 9, 26, 29, 35. 35 points of damage. Okay, as your flail wraps around and you swing at this thing and it wraps around the leg, almost like a whip when you were a kid and you were out whipping stuff in the forest, it would wrap around and knock the bark off and then release itself automatically. As you do that, you wrap around the leg area here, you see the flames get down inside of these crevices and blow up through the thing, almost like a fire blowing through the chimney of a house, and you see it start to come out through the cracks. You still smell smoke and like a burning oil, like a lantern has fell over. Okay, I'm going to roll to see if this thing has something ignitable on it, whereas you've done this. It did not. At this point, there's nothing on the leg or this area that could have caught fire from that attack. It would seem that this heavy steam that keeps bellowing out of places on it is able to blow that out and it doesn't ignite, but you did quite a bit of damage to it. Let me do my damage resistances here real quick, please, and then we'll move on. I will say this was based...
Sylowen says it was 36 points of damage instead of 35.
16 plus 11, 27, 36 points of damage. You're right. Got it. Sylowen was right. All right. So, with that, and I'm doing some number stuff here. It's a little complicated, but the magic damage you did goes straight to it. The flail itself, the physicality of it, only hurts the outer shell of the creature because you didn't breach it when you hit. I'm doing that math for you now real quick, okay? Oh, let's go like this. 4. Okay, and let's go minus. Shoo, goodness. All right, cool. That is your first attack. Okay, now you can't add all that shit to another one because you've already done your bonus action and your divine smite. Go ahead. How many attacks do you get per round right now, Kara?
Did you get 5? Oh, sorry.
Oh God,
Where
no.
where do I say where does it
No,
say that?
5 out of 2.
Okay. So, under where you saw your damage bonus and your attack, what you were using earlier, you look down below that, and you're going to see a thing that says total APR, or attacks per
You get
round.
2 out of
Total APR. Two
attacks per round. Yeah, you get 2 per round.
2 per round.
Okay, so you have one more attack you can try to make.
If you do make the attack, don't forget to add your Searing Smite again.
Now, does it last for more than one attack?
Yeah, so it's a concentration spell. So it lasts for, I think, up to an hour, so long as you maintain concentration.
Okay, I thought it was like a divine smite where you use it once and it's gone.
I'll double
The
check.
Searing Smite says duration up to 1 minute.
1 minute with concentration. That's what it is. Thank you.
Right,
I know
so
it was
you
an
can-
hour. That felt too long.
So you can hold it
Yes.
for a minute, but when you hit and release it, it's gone.
Is it?
I believe so. Double check. And that's what makes D&D
It says
fun.
at the start of each of its turn until the spell ends, the target must make a Constitution saving throw.
Yeah, I
fail.
think it's a sustained effect. So it should be a sustained attack. Okay, so it's the attack once and the effect sustains. That's my bad.
Right. So if you would have caught on fire, or if you would have caught on fire, that effect would have sustained.
Yes,
But
my
the
apologies.
damage from it, once and done.
My bad.
Don't be, it's all good. Rachel's wanting you to kill this thing today. It's all good, man. It's all good. That's what I'm here for. Okay? So, with your second attack, What would you like to try to do? You just want to swing at this bad boy, or do you want to do something special?
Something special would be fun.
Okay, so what kind of feats do you have?
Let's see. Got Flail Mastery. I have a combo attack. Punishing Counterstrike.
Okay.
The Flail Mastery sounds fun.
It is cool, right? That can be real fun.
Sure, let's do it.
Okay, what does it do to enhance your next swing? What do you think from reading that?
Attack bonus of 10 plus with a flail. Add 1d4 to your flail's damage roll once per turn.
Okay. Or your chance to do a critical attack, right?
I don't know, a lot of this doesn't make sense to me.
It's all good. Do this for me. Go ahead and roll your attack with advantage. Tell me what you get.
So
Tell
my
me what you actually
1d8.
rolled on the dice.
1d8.
Oh no, this is just to see if you connect. So you're rolling two
Okay.
d20s, and you have to pick the higher of those two because it's blinded and it can't see you.
10.
Okay, the highest of those two was a 10. Okay, plus your bonuses, which is what? To attack?
Plus 12.
Okay, that's a 22. That would have just been enough to hit the creature. Okay, but it didn't breach it. Once again, you're having trouble finding a vulnerable area. So, what you can do, that 4 isn't going to be enough to help you find an opening. You barely were able to hit it, okay, at this point. So you might want to just add that to your damage of this strike. So you've hit it. So go ahead and do your 1d8 plus 7. And then because of Flail Mastery, you can add a 1d4 to that damage.
Does she also get to use combo?
Yeah,
That's a
that would
total of
be
15.
total 15. And it would have gave her an extra bonus of 1 to attack when she did it. Yeah.
Oh, attack. Okay.
Uh-huh. Okay, 15. Okay, this time when you hit it on the leg and up around this thigh area and stuff where you're standing, you're seeing that you're knocking parts of this mechanicalness, these parts of it off. This plate on the front leg starts to wear and show signs of tearing on it and stuff like that. You've done some serious damage to this leg. Okay? Let me go ahead and write this down. Okay, so let me do another little note here and stuff. So we're going to call this right leg. Okay, left leg. Bottom.
Hey, Brian.
Yeah,
I'm just letting you know, as written on what you sent me, it looks like you've got it Divine Smite. Anytime you make a melee weapon attack, you can expend a spell slot.
you can on Divine Smites.
Yeah,
Yep.
So that could be on multiple attacks per turn, it looks like.
Okay. Yeah, on that I knew you could. She was trying to do a Searing Smite. Okay, we've got that. We've got that. All right, good deal. All right, Tamyra, now you've swung for the fences. You've taken 2 turns, or 2 attacks. Now you have some options. Okay, you have some movement that you can use here. Okay, you've already used your bonus action to cast that Searing Smite spell. Okay, so it's gone. So you can either move around to reposition yourself, or do you have the Steadfast Assault feat?
How would I know that?
It'd be on that list of feats on the sheet you were reading through a minute ago.
No, I do not see that on my feeds.
Okay, so that's something in the future to definitely try to pick up and learn. So that's pretty much that for now. Do you want to hold your ground there? Do you want to move in closer, or do you want to move your person around the battlefield?
Oh, I'm going to stay until I knock that leg off.
Okay, so you're going to stay right there where you're at. Good deal. That'll end your turn. Okay, and now we are going to start at the top of the turn, and this is going to be Sylowen. Okay, let me mark down that everybody here has went once.
The boss assault was in red.
Okay, so Sylowen, you've been super busy. Have you had a chance to look over any more of your options lately?
Yeah, but can we go over the jumping damage again?
Absolutely. So what you can do is, as a Skylancer, you're able to propel yourself up certain amounts of feet. And right now, the maximum amount of feet that you can jump up in the air is 30. Okay? Which is an awesome act. It's partially from your ability to use the jump spell and things of that nature. Normally, avians can do it and have wings. You and Brahmas have been working on ways to learn how to do this otherwise. Okay? Once you bound up in the air, you're able to target someone and guide yourself to it. Okay? Now, what is your movement? How far can you move on your turn? That'll be on the right-hand side of your character. It's 40. Okay. So you can target something up to half that amount away.
Okay, up to 20 feet away.
So you can target something up to 20 foot away. So when you're coming down, you're gaining momentum for every 10 foot that you jumped up in the air. Okay, so for every 10 foot that you're descending down this target with your glaive ready, just ready to make one very strong, powerful strike, you gain an extra 1d6 to your damage. Okay, because of your fall.
And can I do this every attack, or just like, is this like a?
You can try it every turn. If you read under the aerial assault, if there's a limitation on how many times you can use it, it'll mention it there. But I think it takes 3 magic points every time you do it to perform the jump spell to get up to where you need to be. And
okay, so I used 3 last time. Yes, I didn't write that down.
Yeah.
All right, well, I'm going to do that again.
Okay, outstanding. Now, there's good news here, and I'm going to help you with this.
Oh.
Okay? When this thing casts sonic damage, and I wanted to kind of do this to teach you something about your character, you have an ability called Elemental Affinity. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
That's in your class description too, under the Skylancer. Okay? You can use your reaction on your turn, which you've held. You didn't use your reaction yet. Okay? Wait a minute. Did she? Because when that thing moved 10 foot back, did you try to attack it again? You did, didn't you? Yeah.
Oh, yeah, and I failed.
So you don't have a reaction. Okay, never mind. In the future, if something hits you with elemental damage, you can use your reaction to absorb that. Okay? And on that one turn, you can gain resistance to it, and you can also empower your weapon with it.
Cool.
Which is super cool. So in the future, just keep that in mind, and we'll go through it when it comes time, okay? Okay. Now, you can also do a, what is the name of that move we did last time, where you can do it, where you do extra d8s as you're ascending or as you're descending. It was down near the very bottom of your class description.
Skyrender?
I think, let me see if I can find it for you real quick, okay? I'll help you out here a little bit.
Okay.
Okay. Dun, 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 dun. And we're looking for stuff as we're fighting, because it's fun. Okay, Brian.
Oh, is it Gale Force Descent?
That's it, you got it. So, you can add a Gale Force Ascent or Descent when you take off to someone that's close to you, or when you land on top of somebody as a free action. You can add that, but it costs you magic points to do it.
Okay. All right, well then I'm going to use that, and we're going to do the aerial attack.
Okay. So that's awesome. So this thing is 5, 10, 15, exactly, well, about 15 foot away from you. It's within your range. Okay?
Okay.
So we're going to say, as it's your turn, Sylowen,
Okay.
your character bounds up into the air. Okay? 30 foot into the air. As a matter of fact, you pretty much jump out of the range where people can't even see you. Okay? And as that happens, there's something that comes into view and falls down to the sky, from the sky. As you bring a lance down that crashes on top of this thing and splits the earth and stuff at its feet. Okay? I kind of created that graphic out of some things I thought might represent what it looks like when you come down doing that maneuver. I hope you enjoy that to some degree.
Yeah. I thought for a second you were telling me that something was attacking me in the sky, and I was like, no!
No, you're all good. Okay, so as you descend, you come down with this lance in hand and smash down this creature. This is just something to animate what that looks like, okay?
Gotcha.
All right. So with that, go ahead and roll me an attack. This takes your bonus action to make the jump, okay? But it only takes one attack from your round to do the aerial assault. You'll have more to do once you hit the ground here, okay?
Okay.
So go ahead and roll your attack. Roll 1d20 with advantage because it is darkened. Okay, so you get to roll 2 and give me the highest one, and then add your attack bonus to it.
You're not gonna believe this.
What did you do? What did
That's
you
a
do?
nat 20.
Nice! All right. So we got to link up satellites and shit. It's getting ready to get real, Alex and Jeremy. It's getting ready to get real. All right, so for those of you who don't realize, natural 20s are double
Like
the damage
sweating.
of every dice that is rolled.
Oh my god. Okay.
Okay, so if Tamyra would have hit a 20 earlier, all those freaking dice that she went through would have been doubled. Okay? So
Damn
look
it.
at her. She is like, Sylowen is ecstatic right now. She's
I
singing.
thought I was gonna get another 2. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, this is not gonna ever go well.
That's cool, man. No, you really got this thing, and you guys have
So-
got a great setup here.
I
And
guess
you've
that's
got
like what,
Brighted
a
and
31 to attack then?
a 30. Yeah, okay. So even better, a 31 breaches the target. So I'm going to say this: as you're up over top of this thing, you know darkness is cast around the top of this creature. Okay, but it's not completely encompassed in this darkness. Now, instead of being foolish in trying to attack something you know there's no hope for, you see that Tamyra's been down there beating away on this leg. Okay? So what you do is, as you're falling down through, you're looking up in the eye with those avian eyes of yours, and you're seeing a point on this leg that you're going to bust out when you land. Okay? You come screaming down as you're bringing this glaive down. If everything you've got, you go through the darkness for just half a second, almost like a roller coaster ride going through a tunnel. And as soon as you come out the other end and your eyes refocus back in, you see the pinpoint on there you're wanting to make, and you bring the glaive down. It cuts through this piece on the leg, and the glaive lands harshly into the stone floor beneath you. Bam. Okay? With that, you take purchase and find a spot in here that's sensitive. So this damage is going to go straight to it, no reductions. Okay? So what you're doing is this. You're rolling, and I'm not mistaken here. At your level, does it say you add a 1d6 from your aerial assault per 10 foot, or 1d8?
Let me look.
It would just be under aerial assault. It'll tell you at the end of the description.
Starting at third level, on hit you take no, it doesn't say. Oh, at 9th level. No, I'm 8th.
Okay, but you see it'll go up at some point, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. All right. So that makes sense. So, okay, so you're going to roll 3d6. Ones are rerolls on a
Okay.
20. Tell me what that total is.
Let me find a 1. There. No, that's an 8. Ah, it's a normal one. All right. 2. 5 and 4, so 11.
11. Okay, that times 2 is 22. Okay. Now you're going to roll the damage just for your basic weapon.
Okay.
So, what is that? I think that's like a 1d8 plus something.
It's 1d8 plus 4.
Okay, roll that and tell me what that is. What's just the 1d8 first?
6.
Okay, so that's times 2, that's 12. And then you're adding 4 to that, turns it into 16. 16
Okay.
plus 22, 2, that's 38. And do you want to use your weapon specialization to add another d4 to it now, or do you want to save it?
Can I do the 1d6 and the d4?
No, what's the 1d6 from? Oh, no, the
That's
1d6
per
is the once a
rest.
day thing.
Yeah.
Yes, you can. You can add those together once a day.
All right. I'm going to do that then, since I
Okay.
know I got a hit.
Well, you know you got 20, so they're doubled.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
So,
yeah.
definitely going to use it. 4
Yes.
times 2, so 8. And then the 1d6 is right here.
Damn, dude.
No, it's an 8. What am I doing? Oh, that was that one. Okay, never mind. 3 times 2.
6. 38. Good Lord. 30, 44.
So do I
And
kill him?
And even 50.
Is he dead?
No. No. It's just a flesh wound. Okay, so as she comes down, bam, hits this. Here's the good news. When you hit that, steam shoots out of one of these things on its arm, and it almost sounds like a lunch siren going off, like the beginning of the Flintstones cartoon, you know, when the steam iron goes off. And as it does that, Nedemus is up on the porch, Ned the Giant Slayer, watching you guys yell at this, and he laughs out loud and chuckles. That's points! And he holds his hand up like that. You have beat off, yeah, you have defeated and destroyed and removed from this leg a piece of the armor plating. That means you've scored points against this creature. So I'm marking
Yay!
that down. So you took that piece off the leg, and that will give you guys so far an amount of points.
Wait, did we add the Gale Force to that too?
You did not. Would you like to?
Yes.
God, please do.
What was it again? It was
ensure
2
level
extra.
equals, I think it's like 2d8, right?
Yep, 2d8.
And those are doubled because it's a 20 because you suck. So go ahead. Good Lord. At least you're not a dancer. It'd be
Oh,
dead
that's the wrong
already.
die. Hold on. 6. And
Steal your
come on,
thunder now.
8.
This is hurting.
4. 12 and 8. Add that 2.
20 more. That is 70 points of damage. That is 70 points
This
of damage.
is such a nice uplook from last episode where I
It's-
was just pushed over on my back. I'm angry.
She is. She's the bard in you is like singing like some Hailstrom, like hardcore metal shit. Just going off and singing some stuff. Alex, you know who Hailstrom is, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I thought you did with that chuckle. She's a singer. If you come down, awesome heavy hit on this. I got to roll something to see if it has an effect. Jeremy, roll me a 1d20 and a 1d6 and tell me what you get. You're
14.
muted, my friend. What is it?
14.
Okay. Failed. It goes down on one leg. So not only did you knock the armor off of it, but the parts inside of the leg start to fail as it goes down on almost like hero pose. It's one hand hits the ground. Now it's good and bad, and I'll tell you why. Okay. And I can't animate its leg buckling. I'm not that advanced here. It's just a picture. But as it goes down, it's prone. Okay. It's on one knee. But it's also got a 15-foot area of darkness on it that comes down to the ground now. Everyone understand that? So as it comes down, that area of darkness isn't up above you all anymore. It comes down around you all. So as soon as you land that and you feel the thing start to buckle, all of a sudden, Sylowen, it's like someone just turned absolute darkness. You can't see anything within an inch in front of your eyes. And you can just hear the steam escaping and the metal parts moving, but you can see nothing. Roll a perception check for me, Sylowen, please.
That is a D20 plus my wisdom.
Absolutely. Good. Who's a boss now? Look at you going. It's good shit.
That's a natural 2.
Okay, there we go. The curse is
I'm
back.
back,
You had 2
guys.
good hits, what it was. I'm just dropping this circle down to illustrate the point. He's on his knee. He's at 10 foot now instead of 20. So, okay, so it lands about right here. Okay, so Sylowen, you're not quite sure what is happening, but darkness has descended upon you. That's why I wanted you to roll the roll. So when you're playing
Gotcha.
your character here, all of a sudden things went black and you can't perceive the idea that this thing has fallen down from your strike because you weren't able to see it falling down. Okay? All right. With
So
that,
do I get another attack?
you do have another attack right now, but it's going to be a disadvantage because you can't see what you're swinging at.
I figured. All right, I'm just gonna listen to wherever I hear the hissing and I'm gonna aim at that. All right.
Okay. I like it. Try that on.
That's not gonna hit. Oh, it's a natural 20 and a 4. Are you kidding me?
Okay.
You're ruining my life, Brian.
Oh shit! You can't all
Guess
have
I'll
winners
take
all
the
time,
4.
man. Okay.
4 plus 11. That'll be 15 to hit.
Okay, so as you swing this thing, and the only thing you can think to do in this situation is do a wide arc, because you know it's around you somewhere.
Yep.
But as you do,
Yep.
you seem like you've hit one of those parts of it that's armored at just the wrong angle. You can feel the metal in the ping in your arm, but it's just glanced off as your blade almost goes a different direction. You can feel your arms shift as you've hit something, but it just didn't do enough to it. Okay?
And I just yell out, Tamyra, did I kill it?
You can yell that
No.
out. What did Tamara say?
No.
Just no. No, you should have yelled out Marco.
Right? All right.
would've
Do I
been the
still
way to
get
do it.
movement then?
You do have movement now, but you only have half your movement because that jump that you do requires half your movement to perform.
Okay, that's fine.
So you have 20
I can still
foot
move
left.
pretty far with 20 feet. Yeah.
I can't wait till you down this.
Well, I guess I'm gonna back out.
Okay, here's the thing.
Fuck me.
You've jumped up
Do I
and
get to
swung at
roll a
this thing.
1d4 to see which way I go?
That's what I'm saying. So I'm going to say a 1 to 2. You're going to come out this way, and I'm going to have Alex roll this. Okay, 1 to 2, you're coming out this way. 1, you run right into Tamara.
All right.
2, you run out below it. 3, you run right into the creature. And then 4, you're going to run out here to the right.
All right.
Go ahead and roll me a 1d4, Alex, and tell us how hard we're laughing.
Alrighty.
My fate is in your hands.
Yeah, right on.
It's a 4.
9.
Yeah.
That's not bad. That's not bad. So let
Wait,
me
which way did I
clean up.
go now?
You're going over this way.
Oh, okay.
So I want to talk about this because this is actually pretty interesting. Okay, let me clean up what we got going on for your character here. We got shit just everywhere. Let's get rid of this. Let's bring your shadow back down to where you actually are because you're on the ground now.
For flavor, all Tamyra sees when I come out of the darkness is just my hands going like this.
Okay,
Like
that's
what?
fantastic.
Just like looking, can't find anything.
Well, what's great is you yelled, "Did I kill it?" And Tamara's like, "No." So you just run the fuck out of there as fast as you can. Fantastic. 5, 10, 15, 20. I want to. No, it's not going to use this reaction to do attack of opportunity. It can't even fucking see you.
Thank you.
Okay, there's that. Okay, pretty solid turn with 70 points of damage. Jesus.
Goodness.
What's wrong with your brain, Brian? Why do you get
Tamyra says, "No, you didn't kill it, but he's down." and like with confidence gives Sylowen encouragement.
Nice. Good time to bring this up. When anyone
Is that
is
a-
within a certain amount of distance from you, Tamyra, they get bonuses on their saving throws because you're a paladin. So, Rachel, do you remember how far of a distance that is? Is it 15 foot or is it 10?
It's inspiration, yeah.
I believe so, yeah. There's a certain area around you
I
that
believe it's within 10 feet.
awesome. So, like I
Okay.
say, that's what's great about playing like this and learn as we're going. So when you're saying these inspiring words to her, Tamyra, remember, anytime you're within 10 foot of her, guys, and you're doing a saving throw versus a spell or anything like that, you get Tamyra's charisma bonus added on your saving throw because she projects holy wisdom upon everybody at all times. Like if you're in the shitter and you're sitting beside her and you're having a hard time pushing one out, you get like a +4 charisma bonus to that if Tamara's in the stall beside you.
Wow, thanks, babe. I mean, to me,
It's a beautiful thing. You know, it is what it is.
You're gonna have
So
to call me and Tamara Verizon because we're gonna have all sorts of coverage on you guys.
that's good. That is quality. Okay, so now that we've spent a half hour on Sylowen's turn, but she needed it. She needed a little pep up, a little 70 damage. Nothing wrong with that. Okay, it is going to be. Before we do that, let's talk about Miasha and Ignatius.
Okay.
Okay. As you guys descend from the second stage of the city, and you, Ignatius, are talking amongst each other, you would hear not only this loud vibration, and you would actually feel that in your feet where you're even at, Miasha, but you would also hear this large siren go off as it was blowing the whistle when she made points against this, like a very loud lunch air whistle. Okay. With you and Ignatius, I'm trying to decide how I would want to do this. Let's do this for a minute, and then we'll get right back into this fight. Okay, guys? Because things like that, things like this, just need a little moment of explanation. So just 1 second here. Okay. Let's do stop share. Okay. So real quick before we go on, I'm going to try to bring you, Jeremy, and you, Rachel, into this. Okay, so we can all have a bit of fun. All right, just got to bear with me for a minute. So last person was Tamyra, was Sylowen. Oma, you're going to be up when we come back to this, and then it will be Tomar after that. Okay.
Okay.
Your brother backstroke. Okay. So Miasha, you and Ignatius hear this as you're headed down through the second level of the city. This is the residential area of the city where many people, the top half of it are people that work for the king and do very high-end things. The second layer are where the people that live, that have all the businesses in the first layer. Okay. And as you're headed down, several different sets of very steep stairways that are made of ancient stone with lots of hawk heads on the actual pillars of the steps for railings and whatnot. You hear this blast out, and you see Ignatius's head kind of kick up, and the feathers rise up on his head just a little bit. Ignatius is old enough where he has some feathers in his hair. Okay, what is it that you're doing, Miasha, at this moment?
I'd say with the loud noise, it was just sort of just processing what had just gone down. She'd just, her ears perk up, she'd look over there, she's sort of just very, not really to anyone, just under her breath, just kind of, what the fuck was that?
Yeah, right. I get you. Okay, Ignatius rolls a perception check that he's amazingly good at. Okay. He would I figure Ron would kind of look around and be like, I think it's a little early for lunchtime around here, isn't it?
Yes, I suppose. Yes, that's That is not normal.
He kind of has this smile on his face where he's excited about the concept of what this whistle could be, although he clearly doesn't have a clue as to what it could represent. Okay. As that happens, you're looking down the distance. I would like for you to roll a perception check, Miasha. And this would be neat if this works out. Did you fuck up?
It's a 3.
Okay. Well, hopefully Ron will see it. Hopefully Ron will see. Well, because Ron's good at this. Hopefully this will work out. That actually works out very, very well. In the distance, when he says that and he's looking around, all of a sudden you're looking over to him and you can see in his eyes, he watches up as his head moves up. And he has this look on his face. And you see him say the words with a question mark at the end of it. Sylowen? What he has done in this instance, and I'm trying to do the best I can, he actually sees you vault as you jump up over top of the buildings in the distance. It's like he's looking down around to see what this sound is, and all of a sudden you just kind of fucking pop up in the air like 30 foot around, and you're just like getting your glaive like, yeah! And you're headed down, and he just spots you, and he's like, the fuck is, not, of course he wouldn't cuss, but he's just like, Sylowen?
Oh, I absolutely would. And that's exactly how I sound when I do it.
I'll record that for you and give you a dub of that so you can just play it in the background. Say, yeah! There you go. That's anime all day. So, Jeremy, yes, you are actually bringing in a small wagon. This would have been a wagon that one pony or a war pony would have been attached to, almost like an Amish buggy, to where it has the 2 prongs that go out that fasten to a horse. And you'd be pulling that by yourself, loaded down with no remains of any person or anything like that, but certain belongings and certain goods that have been scavenged and saved from the wreckage outside the city. As you come in the main gate, you're actually pulling this like you're a workhorse. Okay, you're holding on to the hefty sides of this thing as you're just kind of trudging along. You're inside of Brahmas and you're peering out through the 3 stained glass windows that show the present, and you're looking all around you, and you hear this whistle go off, almost like some kind of siren, like you've seen alarm spells cast back in the day that would make a similar sound to this. Okay, what do you do? It's fucking loud, dude.
I would think that even hearing that, he would try to finish what he's doing and then go check it out. He doesn't want to leave these other guys high and dry, obviously.
Okay. So are you okay if for now we go ahead and move back to the action and you're not in it currently?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. And with that, I'll go a minute or more here with Ignatius and you and decide if you want to investigate this. He, when he says the word Sylowen, you know that name, Miasha. You met her. She introduced herself to you, and you gave your card to her and Oma and stuff for your services. You know her to be an avian, just like Ignatius is beside you. And it's curious that he has seen her practically in the sky. When he says these words and they leave his lips, and Ignatius just seems fascinated by this. What are you doing?
Sort of looking over to him in
Okay.
confusion and sort of just, are you friends?
Okay,
He
enjoy.
says, he says to you, oh, go ahead. You're fine.
Sorry.
Don't be, it's fine, it's fine.
Okay, I'm all good.
No, it's an excuse to drink coffee. It's all good. So when you say that, and you say, what, friend of yours? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Okay.
Listen.
Let's see here. Ron, what would you do? Okay. Ron's eyebrows would cock up as Ron typically does. He'd kind of smile and shake his head. He'd say, yeah, she is a friend of mine, although I feel like I barely know this version of her. He says, and he kind of looks down. Obviously, she has something to do with, did you hear the same sound that I just did?
Yes, definitely that loud alarm noise. Yes.
He says, maybe we should go take a look and see what's going on. He just kind of shrugs his shoulders. He says, I know that she's there to protect the others I'm traveling with, but seems like maybe they've gotten into more than they can handle.
She takes a little bit to reply, sort of just considers it, lets the silence hang.
Okay. He pulls his gray, this almost like a gray cloak, but it's really not tie-in. It's just something that kind of lays over top of him. He pulls that down and wraps it around between his wings and tight around his and his wings are exposed now. Okay. And he says, you seemed agile enough earlier when I was watching you deal with those, or whatever those things, those people were. Are you able to make it down there of your own accord? I'm going to try to get down there a little quick if you don't mind. I didn't want to be rude.
She sort of knocks herself out of her own reverie, looks over and gives a cocky grin. Oh, I can keep up.
He goes, I kind of figured you could. He takes up into the air for a minute, staggered for just a minute, and you hear him wince a little bit as he didn't remember. He's still a little hurt from the other day. Still hasn't quite recovered. 5 points of non-lethal. Sorry, Ron. I know. You're like, I wouldn't have flown, but I'm you now, and we did. So there you go. Let's go 5. Okay. All right. So as he heads up into the air, you see something begin to emanate from the staff. He holds it with both hands underneath of himself, tucked up underneath his wing as he's beginning to conjure something up as he's headed down in that direction. Okay. Just for the hell of it, roll me a dex check, and that will give me an idea about how long it should take you to be on scene. Okay. And Jeremy, are you working now? Do we need to like get with you every once in a while, or you just turn your video off for a few minutes?
Oh, I was looking at something. I don't know why I keep shutting my video off.
No, it's fine. I don't know what's going on. It's okay. Yes, Rachel, what was it?
23.
Okay, good deal. So I'm going to say it'll be, you're on your way. Let's just keep it that way. Okay. So I'll share screen again. I hope that works for everybody. I'm just trying to get folks involved so we can all have a little bit of fun in tonight's game, except for Jeremy. Jeremy doesn't care. He's got to drag the wagon. That's fine. Okay. Let me share screen again.
Priorities.
Takes all kinds, doesn't it, buddy? It's all good. Okay, so now, and we're back. Okay, so Oma, it is your turn. You got this big old badass out here. Just cast Thunderwave. He'll be going after you. You are down here in the distance. Okay. Oh, there's one other thing I forgot to mention. You have concentration, and you have cast the spell of Flaming Shield of Faith around Tamyra, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to represent that with like a red circle around her character, or an aura that is behind you. And remember, that has some different effects. So, Alex, in the back of your mind, if you see someone just straight up attack her or get within that range, you might want to remind Kara that she has that kind of ace in the hole that she can count on. Okay.
Cool.
Go ahead and get you some red. And then we're going to go ahead and use our brush. I'm like Bob Ross. And we're going to go ahead and get a little red in here. Yep, just going to do a nice little dab. Or maybe there's a happy little fire cloud behind Tamyra. Maybe just hiding right back in here. Maybe just a little crimson fire. Yeah, right there. And it just lives here. It just lives back here behind Tamyra.
I'm sorry, that is shocking.
Thank you. I'm enjoying myself right now, let me tell you. Okay. So, you know what? That's a little freaking pink. I don't think we're doing pink. I think we need red. That's what I'm talking about. That's more like red. And because I have that textured brush, there you go. Bam! Flames Flames on, people. We're going to call this Flames, capitalized, F-L-A-M-E-S, because I'm a silly bitch. There it is. All right. So, wait till you interact with Mr. Dundee down there. I can do a pretty strong Dundee too, Rachel. So we'll see what happens. I was just doing dumb shit when I did that the other day. I don't know why. Okay, Oma, enough of this. It's to you. Liking the sprite, by the way. What would you like to do on your amazing turn?
Okay. Can I move 5 feet and then cast a spell, or?
Absolutely. You can move. You can divide up your movement however you would like.
Okay. I would like to, because I'm still about 35 feet away from the construct.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, between 30 and 35. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I would like to move 5 feet closer to the construct.
Okay.
And cast Guardian of Faith.
Hell yes, you would.
Right in front of it.
Nice, dude. And while I'm pulling up the graphic of that, do you want to describe to everybody what Guardian of Faith does?
Sure.
Okay, please do. Thank you.
Okay. It's a large spectral guardian, appears and hovers for duration in an unoccupied space of your choice that you can see within range. The guardian occupies that space and is indistinct except for a gleaming sword and shield emblazoned on the symbol of your deity. Any creature hostile to you that moves to a space within 10 feet of the guardian for the first time on a turn must succeed on a dexterity saving throw.
Okay. And just for the hell of it, I'm asking, what do you want your guardian to look like? Do you have an idea what you want this thing to resemble? I mean, it is your spell. And that's one of the things, too, about the spell. I can just do some kind of graphic that works, but it gives you a chance to be descriptive with what this guardian looks like when you call it.
Okay. Can it look like that really cool phoenix-looking thing?
Absolutely it can.
Neat.
You kidding? We can do that all day. I'm loving it. Let's reverse that. Let's edit and copy. And now let's move this over here. Okay, and we're going to go edit and paste. Okay, so now we have layer 9. We're going to go, and this is called what kind of guardian?
Guardian of Faith.
G-O-F, or Goth for short. It's okay. Goth, everybody. It's black makeup and skinny jeans. It's Goth all day. All right, so it is up here. Oh, nice, buddy. Look at you. Let's go ahead and bring that down just a little bit to make it a little transparent. Okay, and what kind of area does it cover again? Goodness gracious.
I don't see where it says how big it is.
Well, it's not the actual creature. It's how big of an area does it cover when it's cast. You just cast it on a spot, and it does certain features. Is there an area or range as far as how its effects work?
Any creature hostile to you that moves to a space within 10 feet of the guardian must succeed on a dexterity saving throw.
Okay, so 10 foot.
Okay.
Okay, and so you've just cast this. I'm going to go here with it. Almost looks like some kind of phoenix bird that you've casted down here right by this thing. Okay, do you cast it into the shadows, into the darkness at its feet, or outside of that? Because right now it's down on one knee, so its whole body is damn near enveloped in this dark orb. Do you go in that with it or outside of it?
think in there with it.
Okay. So the only thing I ask now, and I'm not going to get you on technicality because we're learning, do you have
Yeah.
to keep visual contact with this spell for it to be able to work?
Ah, shoot.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. Does it say in the description that you have to be able to keep your eyes on it or not?
That you can see within range.
That you can see
Yeah.
within range. So,
Okay.
once again, the darkness is a double-edged sword. You know what I'm saying? It's cool, but now you have to keep the thing just outside of this globe because it cannot go somewhere where you cannot see it. So
Okay.
I'm going to put you right here on the outside, bring its visual up. Now, it might have something it can do at range. It said anything within 10 foot of it, right?
Yep. Uh-huh.
So, as soon as you cast this spell, do you believe it has a chance to react on it? Or is it at the beginning of its turn? It'll say instantaneous on it, possibly. That might be a clue. Or if it says at the start of its turn, it has to do the dexterity save.
Moves to the space for the first time on a turn.
First time on turn. So you've got this, you've put it in place, and on its turn, it will go into effect and get to save versus it. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so that's put in place there. That's good. It's kind of fallen into this darkness. There might be jets of steam that come on there once in a while. Every once in a while, you might see a little piece of its head poke out of this 15 by 15 area because it's down on one knee right now. You know it's in there still, and you all can hear it. It's just shrouded in this dark aura. Was that your major action to do that, Alex?
Yes.
Okay. Bonus actions, reactions, what else you got?
I would like to cast Sacred Shield of Flames on Sylowen as a bonus action.
Okay, now you can't keep concentration on two at the same time. You can only keep concentration on one.
Right.
Okay.
Okay. Let's see.
And I know this isn't a concentration spell because Ron made that apparent last time when he was fighting the frost worm. Once you cast this, it's on its own. So that's why I was able to let you do that one.
Okay. Let's see.
You have steadfast assault. You could do another cantrip.
Ooh, I could.
By God, there you go. But you would, well, yeah,
No,
it only takes half your movement to do that, and you've only moved 5 foot, so you're good.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'd like to go ahead and use Steadfast Assault and cast Sacred Flame.
Absolutely. Go for it, man. And that's 60 foot, right?
Yes.
Okay, now I'm going to say this. Well, normally you couldn't see that thing, and it would be a disadvantage, but it's barely fitting in this orb. I mean, it's a 20-foot tall thing down on one knee, and there are still parts of it poking out. So if you aim this into the darkness, I'm not going to give you a disadvantage on this attack just because it doesn't make sense. Okay? That's a DM's ruling, and I'm not trying to be favorable, because that's a word, I guess. I just want to be fair about this. So go ahead and roll your ranged spell attack. Or is it a dex save for the creature?
Dex save.
Okay. Roll the DC and tell me what it is. Roll 1d20 and add your spell save DC to it. Oh, good numbers?
15 plus, you said spell save, right?
Yep.
12, so.
15 plus 12?
Yep, 27.
27. He does not pass the dexterity check. Roll full damage for your spell. Jesus criminy. Goodness. Sylowen couldn't have dodged that on her best day. That was ridiculous.
And that's 2d8.
Yep. On such a strong roll, Alex, I'm going to let you re-roll ones on that because of how high of a DC that was.
Okay.
That makes sense. Okay?
Okay. Thank you.
No problem.
I got an 8 and a 2, so 10 total.
Okay. 10 points of radiant damage inside that. And do you have anything else you would like to do on your turn? I'll give her a moment there to think about it, then we'll move on. And mind
Nope.
you, later
No one-
on when
Right.
later on when you guys get better,
Yeah.
I will hurry you through this more to create more drama during the situation. I know a lot of you are still trying to get the bull by the horns here, so it's going to take a little longer. I'm just trying to work with you so we can learn together about what our characters do. Okay?
Okay.
So
I-
Oma, now
I
you're going to control this big fucker up here. What would you like for him to do? And you have his stuff right there in front of you, I believe.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, that's too close.
That's right. Summoners get to go twice, people. It's all good.
Let's see. What is that? I would like to cast Sanctuary on Sylowen.
Hell yeah, dude. Hooking Sylowen up. Okay. Give us a brief description as to what that does.
You ward a creature within range against attack. And it must make a wisdom saving throw.
Every time it targets her, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, what's going on here, Sylowen? This is really, really cool. So, Tomar, the summoned beast that she has brought out, is putting this ward on you. Anytime something goes to attack you, it has to roll a wisdom saving throw versus a DC or a number that Alex will create. Hopefully it's high. And if they come towards you, they'll roll this. And if they fail, all of a sudden they can't remember what they were so mad about and they're just not really focused on you anymore and will move on to some other target. It's good shit. You'll want to buy her a drink at the Drunken Mug later for doing that.
How long does it last?
I think as long as Tomar keeps concentration on it.
Cool.
It's
Duration
like
of
a minute, right?
yeah.
And a minute in a fight's a pretty long fucking time. So, with your character
Thanks,
over here,
Oma.
there you go. Okay, so let's go Sylowen. Let's have some fun here. Let's open this bad boy. Let's close that. Open this up. Add a folder. Let's do some airbrush. We're going to do a white version of the
So is the
treatment.
DC rolled every single time that I'm trying to be hit at, or is it just like one DC that she rolls and that's what it is every single time?
We'll just do one DC every time because it's pretty much the amount of concentration that Tomar has on you. It's how connected he is to this spell. So go ahead and roll for him, Alex. Roll 1d20 plus your spell save DC number and tell us what that is. And Sylowen, when she gives us that number, write that down in your character sheet and you can use that to combat people that are coming after you.
Um, 18.
18. All right, so 18 is DC. I'm going to put that blue aura around you right there like that. Okay. And that is Sanctuary. That I'm sure I spelled perfectly. Okay. And there's that. Now you've got that around you. Good stuff. Okay. Awesome turn. Is that all for Tomar?
So Sanctuary is a bonus action.
Oh, cool. So he has a major action he can take still. Fucking
Yeah.
rack them up, Alex. Rack them up.
Let's see. Yep. Hey. Okay, I would like to cast Thunderwave again.
Hey, and why the fuck wouldn't you? Okay, so now remember that hits everybody. It's going to hit Tamyra and all them too, right? Unless you run up and do it.
Okay.
So do you want to move him and get him from the back or something like that first, or how you want to do this? I think it's, what's the area around the target? Is it 10 or 15 foot?
15 foot.
Okay, so you want to get somewhere. If you're going to cast this, you don't want to hit your buddies.
Right.
So let's go ahead and go to Oma. Let's go to Tomar. And where is it that Tomar's going before he does this?
Probably right behind.
Okay. So I want you to do me a favor. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, for those of you that don't know, and I did this for you already, Sylowen, but the ground is vibrating severely right now from his legs doing that shake thing. Well, you know what? I'll say that stopped when he was knocked prone and he went down on one knee. I'll say that mechanism stopped. So no, you can freely move. When
Okay.
he's doing that shake the ground thing, everybody, it makes it difficult terrain around him, and your movement is halved in that area. That's another effect of this earthquake type effect that he emits. But so he went down on one knee, the shit stopped. Let's go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. I will say your legs, half of them are on top of the ice of the fountain, and the other half are behind him.
Okay.
And with that, let me do something here. There you go. He's standing behind him. You wouldn't be able to see him as well. And now you cast a Thunderwave spell. Tell me what the damage is, and I will move him 10 foot if he doesn't pass the save.
So D20 for the Constitution saving throw.
Yep. And you're making the DC for me. So you're rolling a 1d20 plus your spell save, and I got to beat that.
Okay. 19.
Okay. And it fails. This has an audible effect on the construct and shakes its parts severely as you're able to do this. So it would do full damage, and it pushes it back 10 foot away from the direction of the Thunderwave, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Let me go ahead and move him back there. 5, 10. And here's what's great, dude. Fucking, I don't know if you realize you did this or not, but you moved him into the area of your guardian over here.
Oh yeah, I did.
Fuck yeah, you did, dude. That's Trump. You guys get what happened there? You couldn't have planned that out better if you tried. You better laugh. That's some shit there. So let's go ahead and talk about the damage that does, plus the Thunderwave. Fucking dude. You guys are nuts. You guys are nuts. Go ahead and roll your Thunderwave damage and tell me what that is, please.
Okay.
Shit, yeah, dude. What a combination that is. I'm remembering that.
12.
Okay. Okay, and then what it was, once you get within 10 foot of this thing, what am I rolling and how much damage is that Guardian of Faith doing to me, for God's sake?
Dexterity saving throw.
And the DC is 1d20 plus, what is it, 12 for you?
Yeah.
Roll it up.
So a 19.
Fails.
This
is big damage. This is a strong spell.
Creature takes 20 radiant damage on a failed save.
Automatically, there's no rolls. It takes a flat amount.
Yep.
That's awesome. With that, when that happens, the plate off the other leg, you hear something large, Sylowen, hit the ground and then emerge and fall out of this shadow orbed area, and you see the other whistles on the arm over here go off extremely loud and blow steam up into the air. As Nadimus is over there and he's starting to clap as he's leaned over there against the front porch of Vander's shop. And he says, "Second one down! You've got a way to go." He just crosses his arms and stands back and watches you guys as you're going to work on this fucking thing. It's good stuff. Good Lord. Oma, can you please just be done now?
Yep, I'm done.
Thank you. Okay. Criminy. For those of you around, you know, Jeremy, Brahmas, you're hearing this go off again. Another siren. And Miasha, you and Ignatius are hearing that go off again too. It might like get your adrenaline pumping to know that there's even more going on down there below than there was before. Okay. Roll me a 1d4.
Got a 2.
I'll add a +1 to your dexterity check from earlier, as that adrenaline rush of this seems to make you go a little bit faster than you would have before, but only by 1 step. Okay? It'll make a difference in the long run. A 4 would have been optimal. A 2 was not bad. Okay? So with that, you're on your way down there. You got to see what this is about. Sylowen, as a former bard, are you singing any songs of praise to Oma and Chimera or Kara as they're going toe to toe with this thing?
Actually, I'm just making my attack sound.
That's fantastic. That is good. Okay, so the next person to go up is going to be A.R.T. Okay, on one knee and prone, engulfed in a globe of darkness. Both the armor plates from both the legs have been knocked off.
So is he like on his knees now?
He's on one knee with his hand down almost like in a hero pose and like a superhero lands in a comic book, and they have yet to stand up. So it would take half of his movement to bring himself erect. Okay? Why? What are you thinking?
Nothing. I just didn't know if like maybe I could like reach his head finally or not.
If you were to go right now, possibly, but he don't plan on laying around there and waiting for you to go. Okay, so what do you mean? You jump 30 foot in the air, you can reach his head whenever you want. What are you talking about? What the hell? Okay. Oh shit. All right, so let's see here. Now that you guys are starting to do some heavy damage, we're gonna kick this up a notch. You hear as a free action Zand inside, as if he's speaking out of some kind of loud horned speaker that is right here on the waist of this creature. Okay? And as his voice blares out of these horns, I hate that you make me do this voice. It's the worst thing ever. Okay. Okay, so what he says here is, you hear distress in his voice. You hear uncomfortable grunts and movements as if he's an old man trying to put his socks on. Okay? It's pretty much what this sounds like coming out of these horns. It's a little strange at first. It'd be a little off-putting. You don't know what the hell this is. Then you hear him go, "So, you're not exactly as green as you guys made it sound like you were when we started this. Let me see what I got. Okay, here we go. All right, coming back at you. You guys are a couple daredevils, aren't you?" And then you hear punching, and it turns off. Okay, so now things are starting to happen, and he has escalated this. As he does, you almost hear like a pressure cooker going off, and the steam starts to grow a little bit more erratic as he is putting a little bit more into this creature. Okay, in this construct. The gauge over here on the arm begins to spin to a certain degree, and you see certain parts of this thing start to light up, almost like burners on a stove. Certain parts start to become radiant and white hot, almost like they are in a forge. Okay? He is going to use half of his movement, and he is going to stand up. Okay? After that, he is going to use his gravity blast, and it is as bad as it sounds. Make no mistake. Okay, let me write this down. I got to make sure I take care of his magic points. Okay, so as he does this, emanating from his shoulder plates, you see a waver in the energy around him. And the only way I can describe the look of this is almost like if you're pumping gas in the summertime and you look out into the distance and you can see the heat vapors coming off of a highway and everything looks a little bit warped and wavy. Or like if you're pumping gas at a gas station and everything looks a little distorted from fumes and things of that nature. It begins to emanate an aura around himself that has that same kind of that same kind of effect to it, I should say. All right. When that happens, I need everybody around here to roll me strength saving throws. Okay, and this is going to be for, let me see here, 5, 10, 15, 20, 5, 10, 15, yeah. Okay, this is going to be for everybody except for Oma. All right, and
Okay.
Oma, you will be rolling this for your creature up here as well. Okay, so I'm not telling you what the DC is on this one. Let me figure out what it is first. Okay. All right. So. All right. Go ahead and Alex, go ahead and roll and tell me what your strength saving throw is. 1d20 plus your strength bonus.
My strength bonus or Tomar's strength bonus?
Oh yeah, sorry, Tomar's. And it's pretty fucking good, right? He has proficiency in it. So you'll add his strength bonus plus 4.
Wow. Okay. So that's a plus 10.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Okay. 28.
He passes. He is unaffected by whatever this is that is being created around here. As you look over and you see Tomar's hair lay flat against his body, and you see his shoulders start to shake as he's going down, you hear the bones crack in his elbows and his mighty limbs as he pushes himself back up against the force of whatever this is that's happening, and he overcomes it. Okay? Chimera. I see Kara and Tamyra, and I naturally put it together. And
I like it.
But you know what's funny is, remember when we first talked and you had to correct me on Chimera and the right pronunciation of it? So I've got this fucking thing in my head, right? And that's what I see. It's yeah. So anyway,
Chimera, that's fine.
now I've got that out of the way. Tell me what your role was. Strength is something that you are proficient in as well as a paladin.
Okay, so I rolled 18 plus 3, 21 plus what? 25.
You guys are fucking nailing this, man. So all of a sudden, you felt like you couldn't move, and there was something pushing against your lungs and taking your breath. Your weapon felt extremely heavy, and as you're looking down to look back up and see what was going on, almost hurt your neck. But as you're able to get your feet up underneath of you, and you think about Ryland's teachings and how heavy the armor used to feel when you were a young woman trained to do this back in the day, you're able to overcome it and fight through it. You are also unaffected by the spell. Sylowen, because we know you're strong.
Let's be
fail this
real.
today, and it needs to
I'm
be good.
absolutely going to fail this.
I know. I'll tell you
Alright.
the truth, Sylowen, I don't think you're able to pass it.
Why would you set something so impossible? Everybody just hates Sylowen. All right, fine.
But I'd like for you to try just so I can animate it.
That is an 8.
So.
She's dead. Sylowen is dead.
No, yeah, you're just, you're just dead. So let's go ahead and take the character off the board. No, what happens is you're just in the boundary of this, okay? And I would let that sanctuary work on you, but the problem is that no one is directly attacking you. This is an area effect, okay? Okay. So what happens is you usually have extraordinarily strong legs and are extremely agile, okay? But you have the effect of the slow spell put upon you. Now, if you want to know what that is, you can study it before it's your turn. It's in the player's handbook under slow in the spells, okay? And you're affected by it for a certain amount of turns as long as he keeps concentration on this. This is a gravity thing that he has cast out from around him. Okay.
That's going to affect my flying ability, isn't it?
Oh yeah. So
no,
your movement is halved. You cannot take bonus actions or reactions, and on your attack turn, you can only make one attack.
Is this like I have to like roll for it every turn to see if I'm still under effect or?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Okay.
Fine,
but for
Brian.
now, you are affected by it until the end of your next turn at a minimum. Okay. So he has done that. You are the only one that was affected by this. And from all that, you all suffer, except for Sylowen. She suffers a little bit more of this. Okay. For Alex, or for your Baxter, Alex,
Yep.
and Tamara, for you, you guys take 9 points of. You only take 5 points of force damage. Where it feels like the pressure of this is crushing in on you from all sides, almost like the Darth Vader hand grip, but you're able to fight back from it. That's lethal damage. It goes right against your hit points. Okay. You, Sylowen, would take 9 from that. You take more because you failed your throw. So you take 9 points of damage to your hit points. Okay? And that's just that part of it. Now he's going to start doing some other shit. That's just one part of his actions. Okay. Let's say that he is going to now... Okay. He is going to charge over this direction. Okay. Well, no, that sting is still cast on his helmet. He needs to roll to see if he's able to break out of that spell. Rachel, do you remember what the DC was for that darkness spell that was cast on his helmet?
It was quite high.
It was high. Let me do a concentration and see if that messes with her Sha-dae being able to keep the globe of darkness up, because she was also affected by this, and I'm keeping side notes of it. That is a failure. The globe of darkness is gone. And some people just couldn't be happier. There we go. No more darkness. Suckers. All right. So with that, now I don't have to sweat with that shit. He is going to charge out here, and he's going to do a Cleaving Strike with his staff. Cleaving Strike, if it hits one, it has a chance to automatically hit 2 of you guys. It goes in a wide arc and covers a 15-foot area as he runs over towards you all. Let's go ahead and do that. 5, 10. When he is leaving out of your area, Tamara, you can use your reaction and do an attack of opportunity against him if you would like.
Yes.
Okay, go ahead and decide the nature of which you would like to do that, and you can roll it.
So can I do a divine smite?
Absolutely. As long as you got magic points, you can burn them the hell up.
Okay, and so for Divine Smite, I roll. Was it a 5d8?
Oh no, hold on. I'm sorry. So before we do that, we have to see if you actually hit first.
Okay,
We don't know how far the baseball goes until we swing the bat. Okay.
so just a 1d20?
1d20 plus your attack bonus, which is
12. Okay, so.
and then it is.
Oh, hold on. That was the wrong die.
You can also use plus 1d4 or 1d6.
Look at you going, Heather. That's right.
Okay, so I rolled a 13, so plus 12, that's a 25, and then I can roll what?
If you want to, you can use a 1d6 per rest, and you can also use a 1d4 per turn. You can
Yeah, it's
add
weapon
both or
specialization. You can do it to one attack on your turn, when you can use an extra 1d6 once a day.
Yeah.
To make a better
says
attack.
per rest.
Once a day and per long rest is pretty much the same thing.
Oh, long rest. Okay, I thought it was short rest.
So is it better to add it to what I just did to attack, or is it better to add it to if I actually attack?
Okay, I'll do this for you. Here's your thing. Your attack right now was, what did you say it was total? 25?
Yeah.
Okay. If you've been kind of paying attention to the way things are going, you know he's kind of hard to hit. If you can roll a little bit higher, you're going to be able to hit him and breach him, which is going to be able to do straight damage to the creature. So I would say in this instance, I would add that to your attack roll so you can do straight damage to him. Okay?
Well, she can do one, see how high it is.
Yeah. Try your daily 1d6 first and see if you want to add d4 to it.
Rolled a 5, so that makes 30.
Okay, I'd just stop there.
Okay.
There you go. Now you can add your d4 damage.
Right. Do you like the way this works, Heather? It's pretty cool, isn't it? So you're starting to get it. Good deal. That actually makes me really, really happy. You guys are starting to take this shit and run with it. That's what it needs. Okay.
I still haven't had the crash course, so Heather's gonna have to give me the crash course.
She's getting it. Me and Rachel are proud folks right now. It's going pretty good, man. So you hit and breached. So as he turns and runs from you, okay, you've seen that the blades or the shields have been taken off the legs, but you see an opening around the hip joint, around the back side of this thing. I'll say as this wraps around, there's a space kind of like this right here, and you think you can just smack your flail up inside that and cause all kinds of havoc, and you're able to hit that spot as it's turning and going away from you. And there's also exposed parts in its center here as well, and you're able to target that with such a good roll. Now, you have hit. You know you're doing 1d8 plus 7. That's basically what your flail does with nothing else added. Okay? You have magic points to spend. You've already spent 21. How many total magic points you got every day?
Is that max MP?
Yep.
Yes.
98.
You've got a lot. I'd just go full tilt. You want to spend our 7 magic points?
She can do up to like what? A level 8 Divine Smite?
No, she can only cast a level 3 magic spell at her level right now. So you can't exceed that. Now when she gets to where she can cast level 4 spells, then she can do a more powerful version of it then and match that. Okay?
Okay, so if I wanted to go a Divine Smite,
which doesn't take any kind of time. That's why it's good for you to do when you're counterattacking. I would do the 7 MP, add the 48 to it, and fucking go at it, man.
Is 7 MP 3rd level?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I would do.
what did you guys say? What does that mean?
So you're gonna be using it's already 2d8 at a 2nd level, correct, Brian?
Right. That's it.
And then each level after that is 1d8. So you're doing a 3rd level.
So I'm doing 48.
No, you're doing 3d8 plus your.
Babe, I'm doing. So 4d8 plus what?
2d8 at level 1. 3, 4, 5. You'll do 5d8 damage.
Wait, I'm missing a d8 somewhere.
So in Divine Smite, its default damage without bumping it up is 2d8. So that's
Right.
a level 1.
Okay, that makes more sense. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Okay. So I'm
You're
doing
learning.
5d8, and then I can add my additional 4 for my mastery.
Right, and then that's everything.
Okay, good God. All right, here we go. Let me
So we're
write.
all learning together.
We're gonna. Oh, cat. Hold on.
Oh.
Does the cat make a roll with disadvantage, guys? I don't know how it goes.
I think advantage, if
Is
anything.
that what you think? You think a cat getting in the way makes you roll better? I don't know about it.
It's like a healing aura.
Okay. I cast tail.
Albus, move.
Is that like if Jessica Alba and Elvis had a kid together?
No, it's like Albus Dumbledore.
Oh, okay. I thought she said Albus.
Oh shit, wrong guy. All right. So
Creature's
all
standing there just
together.
tapping its foot. Like, what are we doing? Come on.
All right, that's 23.
Well done. 23 points of damage to the back of this creature, and you see a large dent start to form on that piece that was over top of its hit as that damage goes straightly to it. Some steam blows out, but not a sign of anything else like that, and you hear grumbled cuss words come from what would be the cockpit of this creature, of this construct, as a Zand is not very happy with the way things are going. Okay. That was just your reaction as it was going away from you. It comes up and it makes the cleaving attack against you two on its turn. I'll be son of a bitch. That's a natural 1. You guys suck. All right. So as it swings, I want for you both to describe to me, and I'll do Sha-dae. I'm going to say that Sha-dae simply flattens almost completely out, almost like a one-dimensional shadow, which, I mean, she wins the limbo competition every year. No problem. With you, Sylowen, how would you like to say that you were able to evade this large wooden iron balled staff that's being swung across you guys at waist level?
I would like to imagine that I jump forward and then like propel myself off the guy back onto my feet.
Okay, you know what? Hold on. It didn't even try to attack you, because when it went up to you, it wasn't sure what it was doing. It failed its wisdom save because of what Oma cast on you.
Thanks, Oma.
And then with that, it came down and tried to do a double edge cleaving strike onto her and then rolled the 1 and missed. So that is that. It did the Thunderwave, it did that, it did that. What else do I have here? Okay. And then, and this is something you've not heard of yet, this is a thing called a legendary action.
Ooh.
When things have legendary actions, they're usually something extra thrown in. Never fun for anyone. I'll just tell you that now. And as that happens, you hear all of a sudden Zan's like, I got it now. Well, you guys are in shit. And as he does that, you see static and sparks start to fly up along this creature. At first, it had different parts of it that were heating up and starting to glow a little red. Now, you see sparks and things trickle along it as if it's being pushed further than it should be. But there seems to be some kind of electricity or living lightning jumping and leaping across its body. Okay, that will be the end of A.R.T's turn. Okay, it will be Sha-dae's turn. After the attack missed Sha-dae, which is back here in the background, she was going to go ahead and let's see. She's going to use a, okay, there's something she can do that you guys aren't familiar with. And we were kind of working on this character, and you're going to see it happen now, which is actually pretty perfect. You see her get up to about 5 foot within this creature. Okay. Not affected by the slow spell either. Not affected. And when she does, she gets into this martial arts stance that's very low as her feet get wide. And as this happens, her arms almost seem like they become almost pillars of nothing but wisping, moving, necrotic, dark energy. As if her arms are moving in and out of time. Almost like if you watch the Doctor Strange movie, you know, when his head's flashing around, he's having all these different realizations. You see her arms moving and appearing in different places, almost like a strobe. Okay? And as she jumps forward and punches, you see her arms plunge through the actual physical armor of A.R.T. Okay? As if a ghost walking through a wall. Okay? And reach in. And then when she pulls the hand back out again, you see like a piece of metal that seems to have some lightning running off of it, like she's grabbed parts from inside of it and ripped them out through the creature. Okay? This is something she can do as a shadow strike enhanced. She can do like a thing called the Spectre strike. She can punch through solid objects without having to pierce them, almost like a ghost would walk through a wall. She uses key points to do this, and it affects this leg quite severely. But it stays strong. As the leg begins to buckle up and not move properly, it braces itself and stiffens the leg up and is kind of teetering. Its movement will be halved on its turn next time, but the creature did not fall. With that, she is going to use the disengage feature as a bonus action. And she is going to back away, and she is going to move. Jeremy, what do you think? Where would Sha-dae like to move here, bud? What do you think? She's back here.
As far away as possible.
Okay, I mean, right? So use 5 in, 10, 15, 20. But now, does she want to stay somewhat close to try to do something next turn, or she can shadow step pretty good, so she's mobile.
I'd say about where she's at, it'd be pretty fair.
Okay. That way, I'll move her right here pretty close, just because it'll help divide everything up. He's got people on every side now, every direction. Okay? That's going to be the end of that. Now, that's been 30 seconds or half a minute. Okay? Having said that, are people leaving me? Just 1 minute here, guys. Sorry. Okay. I'm just now checking chat. With all these things going on, I don't see it all sometimes. I apologize.
We were just wondering, my last attack that I just did that just cost 7 points? Magic points?
Yes.
Or is it each level cost? Oh, okay. Never mind.
Yeah. So a level 1 spell would have cost you 3 magic points. Okay. A level 2 spell costs you 5. A level 3 spell costs you 7. So you're bumping your Divine Smite up to like a 3rd level. So it's 7 magic points for you to do that. Okay? All right. So, and like I say, I get wound up. I'm doing all kinds of shit here. Sorry if I didn't see that sooner, guys. Sorry about that. Sorry. I'm sorry. With that, I'm going to say that Miyasha, you make it into this. Okay? Oh, let me get her back over here. Right there, I think. Yeah, okay. All right. So, when you arrive, I'm going to say that you are coming in from this lower angle over here, and there seems to be a very familiar fella from some crazy land, seems to have a hat made out of some kind of reptile hide, and you jump into the fray simply below him. Let me go ahead and bring you into this, okay? Miyasha, where did I place you here? Let me move you around. There you are, you're over here. Okay, I gotta do something real quick. The dance is not happening right now. There you are. Move you. Oh, sorry. Miyasha. There you are. Okay. You bring up your transparency. Let me give you a. You need a shadow, Miasha. Damn, dude. What we doing not giving you a shadow? That's not worth a shit. Let me help you out here.
I go beyond the shadow.
I go beyond the shadow. I like it. Well played. Okay, let's do this. Okay, move you. Let's knock that transparency down just a little bit. And now let's move it around. Resize. Let's go a little bit like that's more what I'm talking about. Okay. Bam. Got it. Okay. Miasha, if you would please roll me initiative. And then I will decide how and when you jump in here. Okay?
Right, so I got a.
Now, I know it's going to be high.
Do I see her? Can I see her? Like in
On
while
your
I'm
turn, I'm
standing?
going to have you roll a perception check to see if you notice her. Right
Okay.
now,
All right.
this thing just tried to swing at you, and you were like, huh? And you held your breath, and then it goes like, well, what was I doing? And it goes over to someone else. So you were just like getting ready to wreck into a building, and then the brakes caught on just in time. Your initiative, Miasha.
21.
21. I like it. That would put you going 25, 20. Yes, so that would be, it's going to be your turn.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm going to
Well,
go ahead and
shoot.
put you in here as right there, number 5. And Tamyra is going to be 6. And then Ron is going to be 7. Okay. All right. So you show up. You are roughly 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 foot away within melee range of whatever in the hell this thing is. And as you show up, just for description, are you looking at, tell me what your surface thoughts are when you're seeing this go on. You're seeing these people fight this large construct. It's right in the middle of the city, but you see people standing around and cheering about this. So it doesn't, at first your heart's racing. You're like, holy shit, what's going on? And then you see that people are watching this as spectators, especially that guy with the strange accent beside you. What are you doing? I'll give you a free action.
I mean, if it's a spectacle, I mean, are they in danger? Like, are they injured? Are they actually hurting, or is it a show?
Are you asking someone, or are you just trying to perceive yourself?
I say perceive myself.
Okay, go ahead and roll that for me.
All right. Where's my perception? 14.
There's one other thing I need you to do.
Mm-hmm.
You can't tell at first. You come down into this and you're just like, this looks crazy. And then in the back of your head, you're hearing those whistles and you're looking at the arms and you're seeing this stuff. I'd like for you to roll me a history check.
Okay. 16.
Okay. You seem like you've heard possibly something about this. That there are giant simulators. But you're thinking that might be what this is. But you're still kind of rocking on the fence. You're not quite sure if this is something that needs to be handled.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, everyone, you don't see any blood.
Mm.
You know what I mean? But you see somewhere in the back of your head, and the people standing around kind of cheering and shouting shit and whatnot, makes you think you've heard about this. This may just be just a street fight to see who's tough. I mean, it doesn't seem, you don't see much blood laying around.
Mm.
How does that dictate what you do on your turn?
Okay. If I'm not sure. I'm within. I have the ability to move into combat if I need to. So I am
believe
not
so.
stressed. I might stay where I am.
Okay, makes sense.
And just wait to see what is actually happening before I dive in there and ruin what could be a performance.
Well, let's say as you do that, because you're from the theater, you understand these kind of things. This could be some kind of majorly dramatic thing. This might be more entertaining than it is to jump in and get your shit all ruffled up. So I will say you're holding your action.
Yep.
And what would you like to be the catalyst? What do you want to be the trigger for your reaction? What are you looking for that would make you join this?
Blood or a significant amount of danger that looks like too extreme to be just a performance.
Okay. And Kara and Heather, that's something to know in the future. Also, Alex, I think you know this. If you have an initiative and it's your turn to go and you choose to hold your initiative, you can interrupt someone going after you until it's your turn again. So let's say Tamyra was holding a Divine Smite attack to hit on the back of this thing if it moved away from her or did a certain thing. You would tell me that as a DM. You'd be like, I'm going to hold my action and wait. And when I see this happen, I want to go then. If you do that, you can interrupt whatever's going on because you had initiative before they did. Okay? So now, until Miasha's turn comes back around, she's holding the potential to jump in here and just bite and claw shit up. Okay? Are you in a dancer stance at all of any kind, or are you just pretty much chilling out?
Chilling out.
Okay. All right. So after that, it will be Tamara's turn, I believe.
All right.
Wait a minute. Okay, let me make sure I'm doing this right. So we had her. Yeah, because Oma went right before it did. Okay, we're good. I'm just making sure I got my order right. Don't want to cheat anybody, except for Jeremy. Jeremy's too busy. But I hope you're enjoying it, Jeremy. I don't mean to leave you out, but I'll let you roll some dice here in a minute, okay, man?
You're good, buddy.
Okay, man. So it is Tamyra. It's your turn.
I would like to cast the Lesser Restoration on Sylowen to remove that effect on her.
Well played, young lady. Okay, so with Lesser Restoration, she can remove the spell effect. Now, this is where you gotta know a little bit of things about that. Okay, for instance, does it say it happens automatically as soon as you cast it, or is there something you have to roll?
As it's one action, it's an instant duration, and it says you touch a creature and can either can end either one disease or one condition afflicting it. Doesn't
Okay.
have anything about rolls or anything.
So here's what's cool. You can do that, and I'll let you get away with it, but you gotta touch her. And you're over here. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35 foot, you can get to her. Okay, and I think your movement is what, 35?
30.
Mm-hmm. So here's the trick. It's only 30, huh? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Okay. If you ran through between the legs of this thing, you could do a straight shot and get right over to her and touch her, but this thing's going to get an attack of opportunity on you as you do that. It's going to look down and be like, what the fuck? It's going to just try to smash down on you. So you can run a straight shot, and because this thing's so big, I'll let you run in between its legs, but it's going to get an attack of opportunity on you.
All right, let's do it.
Let's do it. Okay, so Tamyra, let me find you here, young lady. There it is. Bam. Oh, you know, dude, fucking yeah, check it out. You've got the flaming shield of faith on you. Like
Thank
a
you,
boss.
Alma.
So as you go running through here, okay, 5, 10, 15, 20. I like how the shadow, by the way, thanks to your art guy, shadow encompasses you as he is over you. Sorry, it's the small things that matter. Pat myself on the back every once in a while. All right, as you're here, it makes an attack of opportunity on you. It is going to reach down and attempt to well, just attack you. I was going to grab you and stop you, but I think that's a little bit too detailed for an attack of opportunity. I rolled another natural 1. Oh, laugh it up, fuckers. Go ahead. That's fine. Laugh it up.
Sylowen has passed the gauntlet to you this week.
Yes. That's exactly what's going on. Okay.
You hee-haw music.
I know. Yeah. Hey. Okay, so as it comes down, Alex,
Yep.
because it tried to attack her, tell me what the Flaming Shield of Faith does to A.R.T.
Let's see. Defends a target of your choice by increasing their ACP by 2. Additionally, when the spell is cast, a pillar of flame-like radiance descends upon any adversaries that are within 5 feet of the central target.
And how much damage does that do?
1d8 radiant damage, which increases by an additional 1d8 for levels 5, 11, and 17.
Okay, so you get that. So it's doing 2d8 damage to this creature's hand as it reaches down. It was going to grab you, Kara, but her damage from that spell stopped it, and flames reach out from you and go towards that hand as you're like, thanks, Alex. Right? Go ahead, Alex, and roll the 2d8 for that because it's your spell.
Alrighty. Wow, 2 8.
Yes.
Are you serious? Are you fucking serious? Okay, so with 2 8s.
Oh, is that lethal because it's radiant?
Well,
Is that lethal damage?
yeah, it is. It's it was naturally anyway, but with rolling 2 max damage dice like that.
Oh, it's dead, isn't it? We killed it.
No. This isn't that kind of thing. But with that, the hand is engulfed and catches on fire.
Woo.
But it's radiant flames. So as the hand comes up, its arm starts waving, and you hear a muffled voice from inside the helmet. Well, what is that? Oh, I got a kid. It's just waving its arm around, trying to get it figured out. With that, the top pops off of this helmet, okay? And steam shoots out from these 2 spots on the side of the neck, okay? And as it does, you see him, his hair's all matted down, Zand is sweaty, he's pissed off, he's worked hard. As he does that, he holds his hands up from in the cockpit like this. As you go ahead and finish through and you're getting ready to lay your hand on Sylowen, okay? Kara, the spell effect fades from her as he drops the spell. Okay? With that, he stands up, kind of holding his hands kind of cautiously, saying, all right, I think we've proved ourselves here, everybody. Great job. I hope I didn't take it too hard on you guys. Just understand I have a reputation. With that, on the front porch, you hear Nadimus clapping his hands heavily and throws out one of those double whistles with the pinkies in the mouth and claps out. At that point, Tamyra, is there anything you would like to say up to him as you stand directly below, looking up to his character? Anything particular you'd like to say, Tamyra?
Better luck next time.
Better luck next time.
And then she joins Sylowen in her victory screech.
Okay, so hold on. I'm going to need to hear that. So you need to both undo your mics. We're going to do this in stereo.
Oh, no. It's your voice, but it's a victory scream.
So me and Brian have to do it.
Okay, and we're going to go on 0. Okay, so I'm going to count down 3, 2, 1, and on 0, we're going to give a victory shout. Do you know what yours is going to sound like?
I do.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Is it gonna be Patrick?
And on 3, 2, 1.
Ah!
Okay.
It's more Tarzan.
I was waiting.
That hurt. That hurt a little bit. Okay. So what I don't do for people. So with that, as we let that, you see him, he kind of winces and all right, it's kind of rubbing it in a little bit, don't you think? All right then. Hey, Ned, help me get this thing off the street, would you? I gotta get this thing fixed. And he reaches up and he's grabbing the helmet to pull it back down. And as he does, okay, is able to manifest that pretty well. As he does, Ned the Giant Slayer steps down off the porch and looks at the rest of you guys, and he picks up those battered shields off the floor and scrapes them up and places them on his back like he has like big armored shields. And he places them on these harnesses that he has on his back. Ned is, like I say, a very strong, large, powerful, older male human. Do you guys remember my description of him from last game? Okay. So as he does that, he looks over and he looks at you for a long minute, Kara. And he looks at your flail and stuff for a minute, and he looks at you and he gives you a very knowing look. Okay. And he nods. And he says to you, well, whatever connection you've got with your personal god must be a damn good one. He goes, really put it to him there today. It's fun to watch that again. Your score's it's not too bad. I mean, together you could have done more possibly, but not bad for a first go.
Tamyra gives him a wink and nods.
Okay. And he goes, I'll make sure he gets geared up in case you guys want to ever come and try that again or something. Good stuff. Fun to watch that. Smiles and says, the Giants next year don't stand a chance in hell. And he smiles and turns to you, and he's kind of going through animation things of his hands like an old man talking about a fight that happened. You can hear him going, as he's walking off. With that, Miasha, you see that this has settled down and you didn't have to play your hand. With that, Ignatius walks up beside you as you're kind of mesmerized in the moment of this. And you can see him recovering himself.
Sorry, 1 second.
Yeah, go ahead. You're fine. Okay. Alex, with that, do you drop Tomar or do you want to go up and have a talk with the Baxter and thank it real quick before you join with the others? What would you like to do?
I would like
Give him a
to.
treat.
That's her brother, dude. God. You want a
He
biscuit?
still deserves a treat.
You want it? That's terrible. All right, what do you want to do, Tamyra? Or not Tamyra, sorry, Oma, what do you want to do?
I'd like to thank Tomar and as an aside say goodness gracious, great hands of fire.
Okay, nicely done. That'll work. Okay, so with that, Tomar speaks with you mentally as you're coming to him. He is thankful that you're letting him loose to do some things for you, and the fact that you use the different spells that he can use Thunderwave a couple times, your and Tomar's connection is greater by one step. Okay, so if you look on your character sheet for him, I think there's a rule in there where the more that you summon him out, he starts to gain more power after time, and you bring him from the spirit world up a little bit more. I think there's some rules for that, and we'll go over that and see in what way he's empowered. I think it has to do with the points that he can use while he's summoned.
Okay.
Grow. Do you see that mechanic there? Well, once you read on it later, I think you'll see. And whatever that is, you're a step stronger in that direction with your link with Tomar. Okay?
Oh, okay, I see it.
Yeah. And that's a really neat mechanic for you using him. He actually gets a little bit of strength in turn. So his spiritual power is stronger now because he's more connected with you because you're using him more.
Okay.
All right? So there's that. So with that, let's go ahead and does anyone else have anything they want to do immediately right now? Because if not, we'll take a break real quick. Then we'll come back and do a couple more things, and then we'll try to have this done by at least right before 10, because I know a lot of us have work in the morning. Is that good? Okay, so I'm going to stop the recording here in just a second. Then I'll talk to you for another minute or so, and we'll plan out the rest of tonight's events. Okay, so stop recording. Oh, no, I want to pause recording. Oh, about screwed up. I've done that before. Okay, and and as soon as we're back, Heather is laughing her ass off. We don't know what happened. I'm like, is everybody ready? And she's just like, I don't know what's going on.
She stole all of my chips and dip.
How dare you? How dare you? It's Christmas. You don't steal chips and dips this close to Christmas. I don't care if it's the middle of summer for Rachel or not. It's still Christmas here. It's just terrible.
Her favorite quote of being married is, "What's mine is yours, and what's yours is also mine."
Was that in the vows? Because I'd like to see that shit. That'd have been nice. That would have been good. I can see all 6'2" of you just being like, understand now that what's ours is mine. I just want to see that on video. That's good stuff. So anyway, with all that being said, welcome back, everyone. We got about a half hour of this left. We're going to tidy up some things and try to get to the Drunken Mug here, or at least walk in the door, see how that all goes. And then next episode, we'll have a lot of role play. It'll be that interaction, a lot of fun planned for that wake that the dwarves are throwing. So let's go ahead and tie up some loose ends here at the end of this conflict, which I think tested our mettle a little bit. Zand had enough. He's like, all right, we're good. Got to save some for tomorrow. You know, we can't do everything in one night. Oma went up and had an interaction with her backstroke with her brother Tomar. Did not feed it treats because that would have been condescending, Kara, to give spiritual versions of your family doggy treats. Been terrible.
What if they were like filet mignon biscuits?
You know what? I'll see if I can create that. I'll create that item. Moving forward, is there anybody, and I'm not asking everyone to just kind of jump in here and start talking up a storm, but is there anything, Miasha, that your character would like to say to either Ignatius that is standing beside you now and has came up to see what's happened here? Is there anyone there you want to communicate with? Because in the back of your mind, you have to understand that you're almost trying to sell and promote yourself to these people. You know that these are some of the folks that Dorbach has mentioned to you, especially Sylowen. Okay. You know that Tamyra works for the Heart of the Beast. Okay. And would be someone that would be very decent as trying to get you through Thornwood and accomplish your end goal of trying to seek out the root of what's causing Quill's daughter to slowly fade. Okay. You know, Oma and them are part of the group that took on that frostworm. There is interest to be had here. It just depends on how you want to play it, and if you want to at all, or if you just want to silently watch. There's no pressure here to do anything. I'm just reminding you that you have the option. Okay. Like I say, you guys have the paintbrush. I'm just a canvas. Okay. So having said those things, Oma sends Tomar away, and you guys were headed to the Drunken Mug, correct? Was that, as I'm not pushing, was that the actual goal once you left here? Because Ember was off getting your supplies.
Mhm.
It was going to bring them back here to some point. You know, later, once the sun goes down, that's when this whole wake is going to begin. At this point, we're going to say it's roughly around 3 to 4 o'clock. In the wintertime, it starts getting dicks. It starts getting dicks. It starts getting dark at around 6 to 7.
I'm sorry, it starts getting what?
Dicks. It starts getting dicks.
Okay, well, Sylowen needs a drink after that.
Outstanding. Go ahead and have a, I think I'll have one too. Yeah.
Not any kind
Not
of weather
your
I want to be a
grandma's
part of.
D&D game. What's that, Jeremy?
It's not any kind of weather I want to be a part of.
Right on you. It's raining them. It's just ridiculous. I think there's like a disco song talking about hallelujah, it's raining them. I don't know how it goes. It's so great. My daughter has this really great band instructor that I suppose plays D&D. He's a very religious person. I would never cuss in front of him out of respect. And she asked me, she says, can you get the link? I was going to give it to my teacher because he wants to watch you play. And I'm like, no, no, you know? So it's not that I'm too good for him, mind you. It's just, I don't want him to know this is the life that we live here. This is terrible. So anyway, trying to move on because we are recording and people are just dying to know all this shit. Is there anything, Miasha, that you would like to do in this situation?
I'm where I'm at in terms of thinking about my approach to this is I'm trying to play it by ear because I don't know these people.
Okay.
And until I know them better, I can't decide what the best approach is because they might be the type of people who respond to charm. They might be the type of people who respond to pragmatism, but I haven't figured that out yet. So I'm going to keep quiet just until I'm sure that I have a method of approach.
Yes. Heather, what's up?
Have I seen her yet?
Roll me a perception check, and I would like for you to do the same, Miasha.
Sure. That's a 13 on my end.
13 on
That's
your
a 14 on my end.
Okay. So.
Hey.
Easy.
Sorry.
Your familiar's getting out of hand.
Yes.
So here's what I would tell you, Miasha, if you're 13. Okay. You know that you have got the attention of Sylowen before with your song and dance because you pretty much enthralled her into performing with you at the end of that one episode that we did before you guys joined in. Jeremy was there and saw that. I'm pretty sure he did. It was a really cool interaction. So you know that she would be very interested in pretty much anything that you would have to say. You feel like you've got that ace in the hole in your back pocket. Okay. You would definitely see Sylowen in this. Now you, as you're talking with Tamyra, okay, Tamyra, I would like for you to roll me a charisma saving throw, and this is going to be the DC for her. What I'm basing this on is this. How magnetic your and her's conversation is depends on if Sylowen looks away from her enough to see Miasha.
That's a 1d20 plus my charisma.
Yep, which is proficiency and your charisma bonus, which is a shitload.
16.
Okay, what did you roll, Sylowen, as your perception?
14.
You do not notice Miasha standing in the background.
Thanks a lot, Tamyra. Gotta be so magnetic and shit.
But now that you have her attention, what is it you're saying to her? As you take a big old
Whose attention?
I do. I have a bad habit of asking her shit as soon as she gets done.
Whose attention has who?
Tamyra has your attention.
Oh yeah, what are you saying over there, Tamyra? That's so magnetic.
Say something, paladin. Like, come on.
I'm sorry, I missed that. What was it?
I'm gonna need a holy drink after that. How about you?
That 100% gets Sylowen. Sylowen's like, yes. Yes,
Okay.
girl. Let's go get a drink.
Okay.
Sha-dae, where are you at? Let's go. Oma, drinky time.
Okay, so Oma, she has said drinky time. You're not familiar with this custom, but you're thinking it's something that happens on the airship with you and Aeolus and all of them all the time. Is there anything you'd like to say? Good Lord.
I'd like to. Do I notice Miasha?
What is it you said again? I'm sorry.
Do I notice Miasha?
Roll perception check.
Okay.
Rachel, I am trying to get you noticed. I hope you know. I am trying.
Okay, I'm all right. I'm happy to linger and just kind of learn from you all. It works out for the way I'm playing this, so I'm not upset.
Uh-oh. 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 What is it?
I want to say 9.
15.
Oh.
15. 15 is enough to notice that there is a creature over there that you encountered earlier on Skywell as you were coming down the distance. I suppose dancing, as it were. So,
Oma, do you elbow me? Because like that would be smart.
Oma, ignore that last comment. Just ignore it, okay? So, as you're noticing these things, you're seeing this person in the background that was somewhat enchanting before, the one that handed you the card. You guys make eye contact for just a minute. She handed you her card, asking if there would ever be a job on the Lilung. Later on, if you're free to contact her, she would like to have work there. And you see her standing in the back as if she's been watching this, and she is standing beside Ignatius. And Ignatius seems to be over there, and that's a weird connection for you. How the hell would these two know each other? You've never fathomed that. Things happen fast here in the city of New Gemdar. What is it that you're doing, Oma?
I would invite both of them to come and have a drink with us in celebration.
Okay. So, how can we verbalize that? Because as you're sitting here, you're like, I would really like both of them to come have a drink with me. So how do you let them know this? Tell you what, do me a favor. Roll me a charisma saving throw, and we will see how well you're able to pull this off.
I could give you a hand. Like, I'm happy to give you a hand.
Yeah.
Do I see Ignatius?
Nope.
I mean,
you're
I feel like
infatuated with Tamyra right now. We've tried that twice. Nope.
I got 23.
23. You're a charismatic juggernaut, Oma. You make bystanders want to come have a drink with you. It's fucking unbelievable. Okay? So you're done with Tomar. He's went away. You're doing your thing. You're seeing this. You're seeing it. Tamyra and Sylowen are having some conversation about the battle that's happened just now. We'll get to that in a minute, ladies. Okay? You're looking across there and you meet eyes with the person that had this card he gave to you. You make your way over to her. Okay? Ignatius looks at that and he sees you walk up and he's going to introduce the two of you. Okay? So as you come over, he says, it seems like you guys have been busy since I took my little nap. I had to double up on the blankets. It was a lot to warm up from. As he says that to you, he looks over and he goes, oh, you've not and he looks at you two curiously for a minute. As you two look at each other, you have a smile on your face, Oma, and a knowing look. And he says, have you two met already? And he says that to Miasha, looking for a response.
Sort of. We were not really introduced. Well, we were, but it's nice to see you again.
Alex, any reply to that?
Pleasure to re-meet you.
Okay.
Yes,
it's all good. I know sometimes it's hard to talk in character. You're doing fantastic. If you can just kick ass like you do when we're doing all that shit, everything's fine. So with that, Ignatius speaks up and says, I think I'm going to head to the Drunken Mug is what I think they call it. I've only really been there with Bastille, and I'd feel awkward going in without good company and people I know. Um, Care to join us? He's asking you, Oma.
Oh,
okay, good.
certainly.
He goes. He smiles and says, "This will be good. I'm looking forward to trying some things that the dwarves have made. I've tried to make my own versions of it a couple times, but well, Dahan said it tasted okay, but I think he'd drink anything."
Mhm.
And he kind of smiles at you with that notion. Ignatius's character is always trying to recreate Lowlanders recipes and things in his own time. He does okay sometimes not. So, and he's looking forward to going and sampling some goods. With that, the three of you would start making your way towards the Drunken Mug, and you would walk upon these two having a conversation.
And
Sylowen,
I'm just over here going, well, Tamyra, I've had pale ale and I've had brown ale and I've had IPAs. Oh my God, this one time I had an IPA and it sent me on a huge trip and it just keeps going.
where's that silence spell? We're okay. Okay, so go ahead. And it's like Bubba Gump and shrimp.
I was gonna be like,
It's
okay,
the kind
Bubba
of
Gump.
ales that she's had. So, Kara, what is it you would be saying? And you see this person very sprightly, very full of energy, and it seems like her getting to have a role in battle has just awoken something in her where not only is she just infatuated with being a part of what all is around her, she's never been around anything like this, and you can see that innocence, that just wow, that wonder in her eyes.
Oh yeah, Sylowen is infatuated with life right now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, right? And
She wants to drink all the beers.
all the beers, all the times. Okay. What is it you say to this young, ambitious person that is now a little battle hungry and saw you bring down radiant might upon A.R.T, the battle mech? What is it you like to say to her?
I did bring him down to 1 knee.
I just want to be like, I want to say like, all right, champ, but like in a more feminine way. Be like,
charisma check. Want to see how good you pull this shit off.
that was not well. A 4 plus 8. That was only an 8.
Sylowen is offended.
She's hurt. So as
Sylowen
Tamyra,
just
So,
did battle.
Tamyra
and
fumbles.
you talk down to
No,
me?
Tamyra fumbles over her words because she is exhausted from the fight. So she stops, says, "Let's go get a drink," and looks over and sees her friend Oma with other members and says, "Everyone, let's go. First round's on me."
And Sylowen immediately goes, what? A brown ale? Or a pale ale? An IPA?
as everyone walks off and you hear this in the distance, this menu being spouted off as only a third level bard could, we seem to make our way towards the Drunken Mug. I'll go into a brief description and we'll enter and we'll probably call it quits for tonight, okay? So here's the scene. Typically, and I don't know exactly what day of the week this was. At this point, I'd have to look it up and see. It's not a weekend. I think it's late in the week. Okay.
Is it Taco Tuesday?
It is Taco Tuesday. They do not have tacos here. So anyway, there's usually a doorman here, Oma, and you've seen this person before, but there's no doorman there, nor is there any long line to get into this place. And that is very strange. A lot of the merchants and things have been moved from around the front area of this place. And there have been several different tables and booths and things in places where there can be fires made out in the street out in front of this place, almost like a beer garden being set up at like a concert. Okay. With a light snow on the ground, you would see these iron bowls that have different antlers and different horns of different kinds of creatures, holding them up almost like the fire pits you can buy at like a Lowe's or a Home Depot or something like that. They're these big metal pits that you can have just street fires in. They are set up in different places, many different tables. The windows are open. There are heat waves coming out of the Drunken Mug where they have got the fires up, because they want the doors and windows to be open in this place. As you walk up Sylowen, you would definitely notice this. You hear violin music being played coming from the windows at least a good 100 foot away, as if a choir of people were trying to get in tune with each other in preparation for something that's going to come later. And even from the very subtle strokes that you can hear in the street, you can tell that this is someone that is a master. Okay? Being a bard and being able to identify with that kind of thing, this is very pleasing to you and almost would want to draw you in as much as Miasha did when you were coming down Skywell earlier today. Okay? You are very much allured by this kind of thing.
Hey guys, you want to go check out this music? It sounds pretty cool.
Anyone? Bueller.
Let me get a beer first.
Oh, walk me down? I think that's a great idea.
Nice. Okay. Alex, as you are heading to this place, you see someone somewhat familiar. Okay. As you look around, you hear a squeak, a repetitious squeak, is almost a wagon wheel that is off a bearing or something's not quite right with it. And as you look over your shoulder, you see two people that are very familiar to you. You see Brahmas pulling a wagon as he's bringing up goods and things to start laying out for the courtyard festival. It's going to happen here as well. And you also see Tamyra Dawnbreaker, which is the dwarf that was on the battlefield, the long red-haired one that you are quite familiar with. That was one of them that battled the behemoths. And Jeremy, that was the soft-spoken one that was talking on the battlefield there and rides the big bear. Okay? The bear is not with Tamyra, but several wagons back behind you, if they have harnessed a wagon to your war bear as well. And it is bringing different parts in and things like that. Much heavier load than what Brahmas could handle. Okay? As you get ready to walk up and stuff, you recognize Oma and the group standing outside, just taking in everything. And you can see that they're getting ready to enter this place. Is there any nod of acknowledgement as Oma and Brahmas meet eyes for just a brief moment?
Yeah, I would go, hello.
Well played. That's cool. What you got, Jeremy?
Brahmas, you said he's still got, his cart full of stuff he's toting around.
Tamyra looks at you for a moment and looks over to see the connection. He goes, you can just put it down right there for now. It's not going to be a problem. He goes, we've got several things to add and take from it as well. You've had a long day of it. You've had a long day of it.
He'll nod to Tamyra and set it down, and he'll make his way over to everybody, kind of greeting them as he can. And I'd say you could probably tell that he's in a fairly exhaustive state.
Okay. As he walks over towards you, Oma, you know that normally this body, this Brahmas that he exhibits and usually walks very tall and very mightily, wide-chested with broad strokes and things of this nature. For a construct, you've never seen a construct look weary before. And this thing has a very, its connection to him is very, very important, and you understand its inner working. But he seems to be physically showing his wear through the construct. Okay? As he comes over, I'll let you go ahead and say what you'd like to at this point, Jeremy. As you walk over, you would see her. You would see this tigress Sha-dae standing beside her, looking at you very curiously, as she's probably never laid eyes on you before. Or the last time she saw you was at the Battle of the Frostworm as a spectator from the docks of Skywatch. Okay. And then you would see Sylowen there, which you know Sylowen very well. And I want to just go ahead and underline too, that of all the connections of the people in this group, one of the tightest bonds there are is between Heather as the student and Brahmas as the mentor and teacher, trying to teach her ways of the Avian Skylancer. Not that you know them personally, but inside of Brahmas, there is a wealth of knowledge and ancient books and things. And she joins and comes into Brahmas and practices in different rooms within the castle that is Brahmas. So you two have a very serious connection. She knows Merc. She knows you. She knows your story. You know everything that she's been through in her past. And you two have a very, like, almost like a big brother, little sister kind of relationship in the way that you play off each other. Okay? You know she's spunky. She's feisty. You know, sometimes it's hard to get her to listen to what you want her to say. She's overly eager, but she is making strides in the right direction because, like I said before, she spends sometimes too much time in you and forgets to take care of herself. And you see that drive and determination in Sylowen that she's not going to let what happened to her bring her down. She's going to prove to people what she can become. So you see her there. Sylowen, you'd also see him, and you know that you can see he has had a very long, rough day of it at this point. Would you like to go over and tell him about the ales?
Oh, I get to tell Brahms about the ales?
Absolutely, you do.
Oh my God, Brahms! They have so many types of beer here.
Brahms,
like
you think she's already
ale
had some.
And brown ales and IPAs and light ales and pilsners.
And you'll see
Filsters.
Brahmas just kind of exhaustively put his head down. Like it's like, oh, here's the headache.
Are we gonna have beer, Brahms?
And he'll look at Sylowen and be like, Sylowen.
This large metal and stone polished hand, and you hear this, Sylowen, let's
Just
easy. Yeah. Roll a persuasion check, Brahmas.
That would be 12 plus. Let me get to the right tab here.
It's all good. You got it?
Yeah.
12 plus what?
Oh, good grief. It works every other time until I need to actually roll.
Start
something.
naming some more beers, Sylowen, while he's waiting. You need to persuade
It's
him.
a +7, so 19.
Okay, 19. Okay, roll me a charisma check, please, Sylowen. What happened? Did you roll 1 or 20?
What? I'm sorry. I missed
Roll me a
doing
charisma
something.
check, please.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I was laughing at Kara.
It's okay to laugh
I mean,
at Kara. It's all about having fun.
Tamyra. Charisma check. That's gonna be a solid 10.
You feel obligated to listen to what Brahmas is saying to you. So as you're wanting to name all these ales and things of this nature, and he sticks the hand up, he's like, all right, let's back it up a step. How many have you had already?
None.
And as he says that, you feel somewhat humbled, and you remember your dynamic with him, and you would be a bit more modest in going forward in this conversation.
Oh, he knows me by now, but okay.
Okay.
I quiet down.
As she pouts. Okay. From that moment, Tamyra, do you have anything you would like to add? You have only met Brahmas a very early time before he went on his trip up into the Mountains of Tears to fulfill his journey. Okay. You have very few interactions with him since he's been back. And you know that you know what he is. As a paladin, he was on like a divine mission, and he's someone that actually got to fulfill it. You'd be a bit jealous of the life that Merc has got to lead. Is there anything you'd like to say to him? I cannot hear you.
Was that to me?
That was to you, yes.
I'm not gonna lie, I kind of missed half of that because I thought that was talking to Brahmas.
You're still thinking about the ales. I understand.
They also have meads and seltzers.
Moving on
So
to
many
Yasha.
options.
So, So as you hear this music from inside this place come through the windows, you recognize this as a master player of this violin, warming up, getting ready to go through things. You have been in this place before, okay, but it has been for just short little jaunts. Usually you go into the Crow's Nest, which is in the northern part on Skywatch. Okay, that's another bar that you're familiar with. This one you don't frequent too much. You don't like to show all the cards you've got in your hand, and you feel like when you go into this place, sometimes that happens. Okay, but you do know what Doorbok's plan is. You know somewhere he's in here, and you know that there is a room upstairs that is owned by a person by the name of Bastille, which is someone that's an acquaintance of his, a rogue. And he's going to borrow Bastille's room to have a conference later where you and him are going to sell your pitch to this whatever group this is that he decides to have come up there. Okay, you recognize that. With that, the last thing we'll do before we end for tonight is all of a sudden somebody comes out of the front door of this place, and it is a large Dra-Kin warrior. It's Dra-Kin. And you would hear, let's see. You would hear different whispers and things from the different dwarves and things that are setting this up. And they whisper the name, that's Terran. Terran. And they talk about him nervously as if he is a doorman. Terran seems to be like a golden bronze scaled version of what is a large 6'5", like half dragon, half person that comes out there. And he is in commoner's clothes with a large mace and shield that sits propped up on the outside of the door. As he steps out, he has a long tail and he has these large clawed feet. They have 3 toes on the front, 1 on the back, and you can hear the toenails click heavily on the stone slabs of stuff. This is a large, bulky man. The build of Terran would remind you of like the strong men and stuff that you see on ESPN and things of that nature. It has 1 long braid of this brown but bronze with metal flake kind of encrusted kind of beard of hair. It's braided that hangs down off of his chin, and his horns aren't twisted, but they're turning spirals that come from his head, swoop down and back up again at the very end. He has large fins on the side of his head that have seen wear and have rips and tears in them like the sails on an old ship. Okay? As he stands forward and he looks about and his eyes collect, his eyebrows twitch and look around right and left. It seems like he's taking everybody in. And he looks over to you, Tamyra. Tamyra, you know him. Okay? You know that he would protect this place with his life and the people inside of it. And if Terran doesn't want you to come in here, you don't. Okay? He is an order of a paladin that believes in Darrow. Darrow is an ancient draconic legend that you're not sure if it's real or not, but it's real enough for him to believe in. You see, he believes in penance because his whole race of people were created to destroy mortals. And ever since that war at the foot of the Mountain of Tears ended, those Dra-Kin that were left, that were actually shown that they were led by lies, and those that have been born since have that dark cloud over top of them. Many of them will never come into a society like this again, but Terran has turned his life into a life of making up for what his people had done that many years ago. He's a solemn, strong-spoken person, and he stands out in front of the doorway, and he just looks at you all. And with that, we'll go ahead and end tonight. Okay? We'll take up with the conversation with Terran the next time we play, and then we'll be heading in to see what all the fuss is about for like the last 2 weeks or whatever. Does that work for everybody?
Yes.
Okay. So I'll end the recording, and then we'll have a little bullshit session and whatnot, and then everyone can get off here and get ready for their real jobs and shit for in the morning. Okay. So thanks for watching, everyone. That was a fun one. Like I say, that fight at the beginning, like 70 points of damage. Damn, Heather. And then Kara with the divine smites and shit. Rachel's going to turn you into a freaking prize fighter. It's ridiculous. So I like seeing you guys use these characters and figuring out the little things about them that makes them work. You guys can do some good work together. So with that, I'll stop recording and we'll see you in the new year. I think this is the last episode of 2020. So, and I don't think we'll do another one until after New Year's. So, fitting, very nice. So anyway, thanks again, everyone, for watching, and we'll see you next year.